Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2013. Did you know you can go online at denvercomiccon.com and buy tickets, James?
Well, I already have them.
I know you do, but I'm just saying if people don't have them, they go to Denver.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. And they should do that.
They should, because
Man.
who got announced this week?
Fiona Staples is coming this year.
And who is Fiona Staples, James?
What do you mean? What?
I know who she is. Why don't you tell people who are listening, asshole?
Yeah. Well, you've heard us talk about Saga on the show before, or at least hopefully you have. She is the artist who draws Saga.
And it's amazing,
along
by the
with,
way.
Brian K. Vaughan, obviously, is the writer. That book is great. So much fun. Run and pick it up.
You can get the first trade now.
Yeah, at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
At Colorado Coins. You know you can get 20% off at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics?
This is shameless. But go
Totally.
get that trade and then go see her and have her sign it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be awesome.
And every ticket you purchase at denvercomiccon.com benefits Comic Book Classroom.
Which is so cool.
It is. Kids reading comic books is where it's at.
Yeah.
The medium must continue.
Dude, people reading comic books is where it's at.
Now, we have a special treat for Real Nerds listeners this week,
What?
besides our tweaked audio.
Oh.
So stay tuned for after our tweaked audio bit for our special announcement this week. If you log on to tweakedaudio.com, James, and enter in Real Nerds, when you check out, you get a third off your entire order.
Wait. What do they do there?
They supply the world with awesome earbuds. James, are you using tweaked audio earbuds?
I am, and they sound awesome.
Are you using
Man.
mine?
No, I'm using mine. I carry them in my pocket all the time.
Very good.
Which is really cool because they come with a little bag.
They do.
And then so I've got the parkour ones, which have got like the flat cable.
Parkour.
Yeah, parkour. And I just assumed, like, they say that the flat cable is supposed to keep it from, like, tangling and stuff like that, and I thought, that's bullshit.
Naturally.
It's totally not bullshit.
It is not
like,
bullshit.
I really every time I take them out of the bag, they are not tangled. And I used to have these Zune ones that I just liked because they had fabric cables. And every time I took them out of their bag, because they came with a neat little bag with, like, magnets and shit on it, every time I took them out of the bag, they had a tie on them. They came with a little thing that you could tie them up. They would still be tangled up.
Bullshit.
I know.
You know what doesn't get tangled up? Tweaked audio earbuds.
They're really cool.
So visit tweakedaudio.com, pick out any earbuds you want. When you do the checkout, enter in the word Real Nerds, REELNERDS, and you'll get a third off your complete order.
It's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
What other, like, really cool stuff is happening this week, Ryan?
Well, we have guests this week.
Whoa. What?
Not Brad. Brad's down at Falcon Books on I-70 and Ward Road. It's an adult arcade where you put in 25 cents and you close a curtain behind you and you watch pornography.
Is it like that? Oh, my God. Is it like that scene in Boondock Saints?
It
That
could
one?
be.
You know, where, like, the walls are all
Yeah,
gross.
dude. And you know what? He doesn't even clean up after himself.
This is disgusting.
That is disgusting.
Oh, my God.
Man, I hope your mom doesn't listen to this one.
Yeah, right?
I really hope your mom doesn't know what Falcon Books is. Anyways, the real news is
Wait. Is that a real place?
it is.
Oh, my God.
I grew up on that side of town. But behind the
grew
Falcon
up
Books.
on the Falcon Book side of town. Oh.
Anyways, we
What's the
are
realness?
joined by superfan Cora.
Wait. You mean that Cora wrote in, right?
No, James.
What?
We actually have the voice of the fan. Cora is joining us.
Because she called. She finally called us?
No, she did not call us either.
I don't understand what's going on.
I know, obviously you can't see someone sitting right in front of you.
Oh, shit!
Cora, say hi to the Real Nerds listeners.
Sup.
So you'll just be hearing yourself. We have the one listener. I'm sorry. That's
okay.
you. That's you, though. It's great.
Well,
That's really bad. You won't have a listener this week because, like I've said before, I can't listen to my own voice.
You
It
have
freaks
to
me
listen
out.
to your own voice.
Let me tell you, I'm listening to your voice through these Tweaked Audio headphones right now. Sounds pretty good.
Thanks.
Wow. And James is hitting on Cora, and Cora's boyfriend, Michael,
hi, Mike.
is right
How you
there,
doing?
too.
Hey there. Oh, man.
Um,
It's cool, no worries.
It's no big deal.
A
It's
fun
not.
story. About a month ago, maybe a little longer, huh, Michael?
Yeah.
Michael sent me an email saying Cora is coming up for Valentine's Day, and she would
Aw.
love to be on our show. And I was like, she wants to be on our show for Valentine's Day. That sounds like a horrible gift. But you know what? Hey, it's what she wants. So for about a month, we've been corresponding, and we finally settled on today.
Yeah.
And Cora, what movie did the Real Nerds go see with you today?
We went and saw Warm Bodies.
Awesome. So stay tuned for that review. And thanks, Michael, for setting this up. This is awesome. We
problem.
We really appreciate it because Cora has been a big part of our show for a long time, and she sent in emails and she told me I don't read them right because I don't sound like a woman. So
I have a weird way of phrasing things. And
I know, and when I was, but now that I heard you talk a lot today. You're so awesome, and so trying to read your emails, I'll never be able to do anymore. But I hope you still write to us, even when you're not on the show.
I'll just have to call so that I can just say it myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you'll
Yes.
never listen, and no one will listen to the show.
Exactly.
Oh man.
But you know what,
this
James?
is a horrible idea.
People are listening to the show.
Oh really?
Guess who's burning up on Stitcher Radio? It's us, dude.
Oh,
we're in the top 100 of entertainment
That's pretty dope.
radio stations. I don't know what they call them on there.
That is super dope. They call them Stitches.
Stitches, cool.
No, I made that up. That sounds cool though.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
We're like the 97th
Stitcher,
Stitch.
yeah, we're gonna brand that Stitcher. If you want to call them Stitches, 1 cent every show.
Exactly.
And then
so
we'll just stop making a show.
if you've never listened to Real Nerds before, thank you for listening the first time. What we do is we go through fan mail. No fan mail this week, except for one really cool one.
Yeah. Well, and Cora is like in the room.
Yeah, and Cora is our fan mail. And then we also talk about what we've been seeing, some real news, box office numbers, comic books. Michael has a comic book for us this week.
Ooh. Yes, I do.
I love it because it changes it up. No more Spider-Man. Maybe next week.
Yeah, you'll bring it back next week.
Oh,
No
I
worries.
totally will.
I'll just next week. I'll just tell them it's my week and.
Yeah, so we'll just keep on skipping over me. I'm like, pretty sure it's my week this week.
No.
When am I going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man 198?
Guys, Spider-Man died this time. It's important.
And then we also review Warm Bodies, which we saw all of us. So stay tuned for that.
Yay.
We will. Well, there's another movie we'll review too.
Oh, that's
Are we
right.
gonna- yeah, we have
me and James
this
are
is a
going to
big old
spoil
double.
Die Hard for you guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's
we're
two
gonna talk
movies
about-
this
Darn.
week.
Yeah.
It's a good day to spoil Die Hard.
Yeah.
I'm
And
good
with
with
that, the show commences.
Feed meal.
Only one really cool email. Not even a really email. It's a tweet.
Yeah, which is actually a different thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyways, what's really cool is I mentioned this last week that I'm a fan of Scott Derrickson before I knew I was a fan of him. He's he's a director of The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is the first movie of his I saw, which I loved. And then he directed a movie that comes out on Blu-ray next week called Sinister, which is in my top 10 movies of the year.
Yeah.
So pick up that Blu-ray for sure. Anyways, I listened to his interview with Kevin Smith on Movie Makers, and he mentioned that he was from Colorado and that his first movie he directed was Hellraiser Inferno. So this week I'm like, I was watching Hellraiser Inferno. Stay tuned for what we've been watching. I'll tell you all about it. And I just happened to catch that there was a Colorado driver's license in it. And I was like, oh, cool. So I busted out my computer. I said, hey, Scott, I love the Colorado shout-out. And he tweeted back. And I even hashtag 303 because I'm a dork. And he tweeted back, Westminster, born and raised. And he hashtag 303. So me and Scott Derrickson had a trend going.
Yeah. You at some level you have the same sense of humor.
Exactly.
Or he was just like throwing you a pity.
He's like, dude, here's a tweet. Leave me
Hashtag.
alone.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was.
It is cool.
tag.
Oh,
Like,
no.
so my goal is now to get Robert Downey Jr. on the show and Scott Derrickson. So, hey, Robert Downey Jr., if you're listening, or Scott Derrickson, you got nothing going on. You're from Colorado, you're like in town in Westminster. Like, I want to go to Joe's Crab Shack on 92nd and Sheridan. You're like, hey, Real Nerds, come and see me.
Is it? I think that one just closed.
Did it really? No, Papa Do's closed over there.
No,
Joe's
no,
Crab
there-
Shack is still there.
I know. I know for a fact that there is a Joe's Crab Shack that just closed in town, but I don't know which one.
Okay, fine. The Olive Garden on 92nd and
Okay,
Sheridan.
Olive Garden's never closed. There you go.
Thank you.
Where they'll face fuck you with salad. I stole that joke.
You know what my favorite Olive Garden joke of all time is? Did you guys ever...
Is there a plethora of Olive Garden jokes?
There
out
is. Did you guys ever watch Conan O'Brien years ago?
When I was younger.
And
Yes.
and he did in the year 2000.
yes!
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Andy
that's
Richter.
a fabulous. Yes, that's
Yeah,
a
it's-
fabulous.
yeah.
So
segment.
he, they would do it in the year 2000, and Conan said, in the year 2000, zombies will inherit the earth, and after all the people are dead, the zombies will resort to eating dirt, and after that, they will reluctantly go to the Olive Garden.
I actually ate Olive Garden leftovers with dirt on them once
Whoa.
because I was crying and super hungry.
Wait,
whoa.
Wait, there's too
Course
many
a zombie,
things in
little
that
known
story.
fact.
Okay.
How did the dirt get on the salad?
So we went to Olive Garden when we were in California last September, and we had leftovers, and we were camping. Well, we went camping, got to our campground. It was super late at night. I was really hungry and really tired.
Yeah.
We heated up the little leftovers on our camp stove. Michael was holding both of our bowls of leftovers, even though there was a table like 5 feet away. And I hit my bowl when I shut the trunk of my car, and my bowl of fettuccine Alfredo ended up upside down under my car, and I just burst into tears. And he was awesome, and he's like, I'll pick it up. Let me get you a beer. Just drink your beer, and I'll pick it up, and we'll salvage it. You can have mine. And I'm like, I wanted my Alfredo. So, yeah, I cried. It had a little dirt on it, but I slept, and then I was
It
good.
was still all right.
No, it was all right. It was okay.
Just a little gritty, you know?
Yeah, a little
It just
gritty.
Fine.
Yeah, it just had more substance than normal Olive Garden food would. That's all.
A little roughage.
Yeah.
You know what, though? We did get something at the last second, James.
Oh, really? What?
We got a phone call
No, we didn't.
from the so-called Brad, who has his review of Die Hard. Sorry, Brad, I haven't listened to it, but I'm going to play it anyways.
What's up, guys? This is your buddy Brad. I won't be able to make it to the show tonight, so I'm literally phoning in my review of A Good Day to Die Hard. You know, this movie just, to me, lacks the fun of John McClane in the previous movies. It kind of feels like he's just a character in another movie. And I know the whole idea is to have, you know, an ordinary guy in an extraordinary situation, but this really feels like he doesn't fit in to his own movie. And the chemistry between father and son feels like the writer did not understand a father and son relationship, so there's a lot of I'd have to see the script because the impression I got was that they really just kind of ad-libbed a lot of their rapport, and the director just wanted to shoot a bunch of car wrecks and action sequences. And the end action sequence I thought was pretty cool, and it was definitely very bombastic and entertaining. And then the finale with John McClane's son taking out the main bad guy, which includes the helicopter, was pretty sweet. But otherwise, it just, from like a movie that's supposed to, the core is kind of the father reconnecting with the son, I felt that was a very minor part of it that wasn't handled very well. So, but otherwise, definitely delivers on the action. So that's it. That's my review for Good Day to Die Hard. Interested to hear what you guys thought of it as well. And happy birthday, Cora, and welcome to the show, Michael. Interested to see what you guys do in my absence to make the show entertaining. So good luck, and I'll see you guys next week.
That was so funny, Brad. I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah. You know what my favorite part of that joke was? We put it into the wrong segment. So, like, it's just going to spoil I don't know what he says. Maybe he gives away the end, and
Who
then we'll
cares?
just cut it together.
Don't we put phone calls?
Oh, yeah.
in with
no,
the
it's
fan
fine.
mail.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have put it in later with the review, but
Fuck him.
that's okay.
Now
Brad
he
can
has to
just
edit all
cut
that.
it however.
Yeah.
He's the one who has to edit it. It's
Yeah.
his own damn fault he's not here.
Look at- she's a part of the
Corey's
podcast.
already on the show.
She's
Oh, I
already
got
part
this.
of
She
the
knows what's
podcast.
going on. Oh, man.
Hey, Brad, yeah, you can edit wherever you want.
Yeah.
You know what? When we get to the review of Die Hard, I'll do another. Here's Brad's phone call again, and see if he wants to put it in, and we'll go from there. So, anyways, if you want to tweet us, you can tweet us, real_nerds. Cora, what's your tweet address?
Oh crap! What is it?
Lime Cocoa Nut. Come on, I know.
Yeah.
it. You don't.
Well, I don't see my own tweets.
Oh, so what's the story behind Lime Cocoa Nut?
Oh, okay. It's because people think I'm ethnic.
Okay.
Wait.
Because
What?
I have.
what does lime and coconut have to do with it?
I'll explain it to you in a second. I have like olive skin,
Yeah.
so people are asking me. They're like, "Are you Mexican?
No, you
Or are you native?" Because I live in Durango.
you look like you have like some Sicilian in you.
Right.
But-
No, it's Greek and it's
Dude, fuck yeah. Man, look at that.
Eastern European and Middle Eastern. Like it's all that shit
Yeah.
over there.
Right. That whole sort of hodgepodge of foreign people, yeah.
But I'm super white. And so I'm brown on the outside and white on the inside, which is the coconut part.
Okay.
And then all my shit is like lime green.
You know what? Green's my favorite color. Not
Yeah.
lime green, but green.
Like my purse and my sweatshirt that I'm not wearing. All of those things are like
only reason I
super
can
green.
ever find you is because
That's
you're
how
always
you found
dressed
me in the airport
I wouldn't have
yesterday.
found you unless you were wearing bright green.
No, it's true.
Nice.
Trademark color.
It's funny, Ryan, who went to the movie with us earlier, other Ryan, he's from Trinidad.
Oh, nice.
He is Italian, and he's got a lot of like Italian family members down there. But everybody just assumes you're Mexican. Like
Right.
as soon as you are not like straight up cowboy white, like they just think like, well, you are
Cowboy
illegal,
white.
right?
That is racist.
Yeah,
In Durango, people think you're native.
Native American.
Correct.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a tuition waiver at the college for native students.
What are you
so
like?
there's
My wife.
There
when you
is
said
a
Native
tuition
American. My
rate.
wife says I am. She's probably like 158.
Are you
something.
kidding me? 132nd. You wouldn't even be a slave at 132nd. Like that's, man. They would let you own property.
So Laura is blonde and very white.
She is not blonde. Do not believe
Yeah.
her hair color.
Well,
No, we're
she's-
gonna say
she's-
I'm a woman. I support her being blonde.
You know what?
Well, she is
Lime
naturally-
coconut. Enough from you.
She is naturally
Yeah, good
like,
luck with
you
that.
know, strawberry dirty blonde. No, but you've told me about it.
And how horrible it is. Remember,
No.
James, about
It's only
3
horrible
years
'cause she's
ago
been,
when we were
like-
trying to get Laura to grow her hair out and
Yeah.
stuff, and it worked. and
Well,
now it doesn't.
yeah.
My wife's like, I'm
Well,
married
I
to
mean,
you.
you have to
Fuck
be. You have to. You know, she's been like bleaching it with acid for 6 years now.
That's
so
true.
it's not. You know,
That's
if
really
it grew
true.
out, like part of it would be green, and not like on purpose. That was the end of that.
That was. And it just stopped. We have been doing the show too long. We did the exact same thing and said, we said, and it just stopped.
Yeah,
We
we
did
did
hand
that last
motion.
week.
We did.
You and I said the same word at the same time. Intrigue.
movie
Oh, yeah.
soulmates.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start holding hands while we do this.
Totally.
What's the next segment?
Any, can I just finish my show? Fuck,
No.
dude. Quit interrupting me.
All right, so I'm now because Brad's not here. I'm the one who gets yelled at.
Yes. You can tweet us, real_nerds.
That's where we
You
were.
can email us, realnerds@gmail.com. Call us, 720-6nerds5. And you can leave us a message on Facebook, wherever you want to leave us a message. Write it on the front of my door and, all creepy, like a horror movie. And I'll read it.
You know what's funny? I can actually hear Brad editing the show right now, and I can hear his thoughts, and he's going 25 fucking minutes in, and you haven't even finished talking about how people can contact us.
Who
This is
cares?
Ridiculous.
You know what? He's not here to give me the death look like, hurry up. So that's what happens when you let someone who's been in improv just keep on going. There's no scene.
Michael and I are talkers, so this may be a long
it's
show.
It's gonna get.
little bit.
It's gonna
serious.
get hot in here. I am not black.
Neither is Cora.
That is correct.
So now it's stuff we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
And that, like how I just ended it there, I'm like, I'm just going to start the next segment. You know what? We have guests. Guests, you can start what we've been watching. Cora, what have you been watching?
I made a list
Ooh.
while we were at dinner on my fancy notepad. So I picked the important things, or at least I think can become important via dialogue. Because I watch a lot of TV shows. Movies are limited, but I watch a lot of TV shows. So the most important of these, which Ryan and James were supposed to watch this week,
I'm sorry.
epic fail. That's
My-
not true. I'll forgive you. It's
Yeah.
fine. Is The Office. Because The Office is doing all this crazy shit
Yeah.
with breaking the fourth wall, and I'm really hoping that it results in a cool ending.
Let us
We'll
know how
see.
that turns out.
Do you like
Whatever.
it? Do you have faith? Does it like every week? Do you feel like okay,
Yes.
they're on the right track here?
Yes.
Okay.
Does
they
it feel
end
like
it
The
soon.
Office of old?
Yeah.
No,
Because Steve Carell's not in it.
Well, because Steve Carell is not in it. They actually had a character this week that kind of brought back the energy of Steve Carell in a really awkward kind of way. Oh shit! Who
Was it
plays
Jan?
him? No, but I don't remember who the actor was who played him. Anyways,
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his name.
What's her face? Pam was interviewing at a job at a real estate office, and the boss of this real estate office was like, "Oh my god, it's Steve Carell," but it's not really.
Like
Same
she
character
sees
as Michael
Steve
Scott.
Carell in this boss, so maybe that's why she wants to work at this place.
Yeah, but spoilers, she didn't take the job. Anyways,
I was totally gonna watch them. Now I can't watch
Yeah.
them.
No,
because
you
I'm
have to
gonna
watch them
spoilers.
still.
No, here's the thing. I was really looking forward to watching them and talking about the stuff here with you. Like I was like, oh, that's gonna be awesome.
I know.
And then
Remember the pact we made at the end of last podcast? Like, okay, we have to we have to
This is
watch
gonna
The
be
Office, and we're gonna do it.
So
but
disappointed.
then my computer dropped out of its own asshole, and now those files are locked on a hard drive that I can't access.
I know how that goes.
So it'll get there, but it'll be
Because James doesn't watch TV like a conventional person, on TV. He
I don't
steals
either.
it.
Oh,
You're
I was
the only one.
about to say, well, how am I supposed to get episodes from 3 episodes back? And then Cora's going to say, well, you could watch Hulu, and then I was just going to.
See, I'm on the
Ashamed.
Hulu Netflix train.
Yeah.
I pay for Netflix and I pay for Hulu.
I agree.
And I
pay
watch-
for Hulu.
I do
Netflix.
pay for Hulu because I wouldn't be able to watch it on my Wii or
But-
on my phone.
Does it bug you that when you pay for Hulu, you still get ads?
No. Because if you watch something the next day, you only get 1 ad on each commercial break instead of 4.
Okay.
So
They're gonna
like
keep increasing them though.
I don't really care.
Are they
because
still-
it's cheaper than cable.
Are they still well, that's true. But are they still the same ad over and over again?
Yes.
Okay.
It
that
gets
that
really
was my
old
biggest.
really
yeah.
fast.
The-
Nah,
the-
I don't
yeah.
really care.
I mean, it's not a bad
Doesn't bother me.
solution.
As long
Especially
as
if you're
no-
not willing to break the law.
Well,
Which is a good thing.
I didn't-
I will admit.
I wasn't gonna pay for Hulu. Like I watched it for free before.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't stream on my Wii, and so I couldn't watch it on my fancy TV.
Ah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for shit that I can only watch on my dippy ass computer. Because then I had a dippy ass computer.
Especially because what are you going to do if it drops out its own asshole?
right.
Yeah. It's.
Legitimate concern.
No, it's true. And at that point in time, I just watched a whole shit ton of reruns on Netflix, which also works.
Yeah.
And then when it was like, oh my god, Hulu can stream on your Wii, I was like, on it, and I hooked it up, and it's awesome.
Nice.
I dig it because then I can watch
You
them
know
on
you
my
can
phone.
play video games on your Wii.
Yeah, it's really funny because I have Mario Kart, and I'm actually really good at Mario Kart, and that hasn't happened in like a year.
That's not a very good version of Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart, and I beat that version of Mario Kart in like an afternoon. And I was like, "This is."
I'm not that
It's
good.
it's just
No, we
it's
suck.
just all the old maps.
I still beat you.
Like they didn't even
Yeah.
build anything for it. But
That's
anyway.
the worst game for our relationship ever.
That's true.
We have never fought like we fight when we play Mario Kart.
Fact.
So who is your character in Mario Kart?
I am Daisy.
Oh, Daisy.
And
I
then
play
he's Luigi.
I have to. It's
I'm the coolest
Awful.
character. I'm Toad.
That's not terrible.
No,
if
Toad's
you were,
awesome.
if you were like Boo or Bowser or
Bowser.
someone
I-
like that, then because they're assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
When I
You're not
played-
an asshole,
well,
contrary to
well,
what
thank you.
popular people watching your show, listening to your show think.
see.
watching through the window.
I did
No, earlier
until
ear-
we had dinner.
Yeah, earlier, like the first thing she sees, we're standing there at the California Pizza Kitchen, and Ryan walks in, and he holds the door for like
There were,
this
like,
huge
35
Catholic
kids.
channel of Catholic family of like 30. Yeah, you're right. It was like 35 kids, and he stands there, doesn't even just hold the door for that family, but then the woman right behind them, who is clearly not with them, and the first thing Cora says is she goes, "Oh, he's holding the door for those. Oh, he's like a nice person." And we
That
were-
is paraphrasing,
oh, yeah.
but true. The sentiment is correct.
yeah.
So anyways, so I watched The Office, which I think is actually going to be really good. The
I-
Jim and Pam thing really worries me because they were fighting, and they're still not on great ground.
My
We'll
hope is
see.
that they are simply doing that to drop a little drama in there before they end it on the
But
right note.
the Dwight and Angela thing is coming back, which I loved. I loved Dwight and Angela together.
Did it disappear?
It did. She got married to a senator who was gay,
Gay?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and had an affair with Oscar. Spoilers.
Oh.
If you haven't watched this season of The Office,
yeah.
it's fine. It's cool.
At the-
And
if-
then she had a baby with the senator, which actually was the senator's and not Dwight's. Oh snap! But yeah, they had awesome bonding time this week. It was great.
Cool.
And then I've been addicted to Downton Abbey. I'm
I am
not
so
up to
glad.
date.
No. We won't talk about it. I don't want to talk any spoilers. I'm just so glad there's anyone else on the show that I can talk Downton Abbey.
Okay, so
for a
here's
second.
my problem.
Okay.
I watch a lot of shows, right?
Yeah.
And if I get through all of my shows in the week and it's the weekend and I'm like, well, fuck, what am I going to watch now? Well, there's all this other shit on Netflix, and Downton Abbey is one of those things that everyone was like, no, you have to watch this.
Yeah.
Because I'm an English major,
Yeah.
and all my professors are talking about it on Facebook.
And you love, as you've said many times.
I do love.
Yeah.
Um,
And it is
And it's a bunch of
so
creaky old English people.
That isn't true.
No.
There's some scandalous
Those are the
shit.
best parts of the show, but it's not true.
Super scandalous.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like
People having sex.
He put his
Dying.
scrumpet in my tea kettle, and that wasn't right.
no,
That's-
this woman, one
be
of
a
the main
great
characters, slept with a Turkish guy. Was
Yeah.
he Turkish?
Yeah.
For shame.
And then he died
In
her bed.
Yeah.
And so her and her mom and her lady's maid had to carry his body back across the manor to where his body should have been, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It
I
was
saw that before. What's that Kirstie Alley movie with Sam Elliott where he dies when they're having sex?
Event Horizon.
No,
Oh.
but there is a movie like that, and
Made that movie so much better.
Downton Abbey just stole from a '80s comedy.
That's entirely possible. I don't care. It's great. And I
It
mean
is
that's
great.
early
It's
in
great.
season 1. It's
Right.
But that is a setup of like a lot of
because
the
it becomes
strife.
a big issue.
Yeah.
But
Could have had
no,
a Weekend
it's-
at Bernie scenario.
That'd be awesome.
you
But
would suggest
it would
that.
be Weekend
Yes,
at
I would.
Bernie's. It'd be Weekend at Bernard's.
Oh.
So yeah,
'Cause
so I've been
English
watching Downton
people
Abbey.
are-
How
Yeah,
far-
we
how
got
far
you.
in
Yeah,
are
all
you?
right.
That was good though.
How far in are you?
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yeah.
She'll do that a lot. Just a warning.
As long as he's not dead.
I'm on. I think it's season 3, episode 4.
Okay.
I just watched season 3, episode 3, so I'm
Okay.
only 3 or 4 episodes behind now.
Yeah. All of the major intense shit is ahead of you.
I'm so
So
excited.
let's move on
Okay.
before I say something bad.
The Americans
The
are
way-
attempting to throw tea off our ship.
Yeah, actually, the Koreans invade. Yeah, it totally changes the whole show. It's ridiculous.
I was using American Revolutionary War.
No, I know
Joke.
that would make sense though. That would make sense. That's why it's so crazy when the Koreans show up with like AKs, just start downing. That's how Maggie Smith dies in
Really?
real life. Yeah.
In Red Dawn. That's awesome.
Okay, moving on.
What else did you see?
Jeez, James,
I'm sorry.
you're good. It's cool.
Good.
I also watched The Walking Dead this week
Nice.
because The Walking Dead came back,
It did come back.
and I'm really excited for the episode that's on in 2
Yeah.
days. By the time this is up, because Brad's going to need a couple days to edit it down.
He will need a couple days.
And so that's really exciting because season 3 has gone. I was on board with season 1. I thought season 1 was awesome.
Hmm.
Season 2 had some weird shit that went down.
Yeah. Were you one of those people who was like, "Why are we still looking for this little girl? Who cares?"
Yes.
Yeah.
But then when she was like dead, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some
All of a sudden,
serious shit is going down.
That payoff made everything worth it.
It
for
really
me.
did. And then
Yeah.
Rick shooting her head in the head.
Yeah.
When Michael watched that for the first time, we were watching on Netflix. And he's like, wait, what's going on? I'm like, no, just wait. I'm not going to spoil this for you.
Yeah.
It was just no, no. No.
I know my wife's
He was
getting
in
mad at me
shock.
because I'm playing the Walking Dead game. And
Nice.
I call ricking it up. So I let people die. No, I'm ricking it up.
Yeah.
She doesn't even fucking listen to me, dude. I don't know why. So yeah, so I don't take shit. But yeah, then Rick is again not taking shit, but he kind of snaps at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
No, he's losing it.
He is.
Hardcore.
Oh yeah, which is interesting because it's
No
another
shit.
one of those things where it's sort of hinted at in the book.
Mhm.
Like he sort of pays this whole idea lip service in the book, and here they are, delving into it a lot more. And I think the show is best when it does that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the weakest parts of the comic.
Yes.
Is sometimes I don't think Kirkman explores the characters enough.
Yeah.
Which is really bizarre because he's on issue 109.
Yeah.
And you think he'd be able to draw it out more, but the
You know what I
show's better at
found
fleshing them
recently? Because I've recently been being really bad about actually reading my stack, and so
Look at my stack.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I know. But yours, I really hate just reading a few things and then letting the stuff I don't care about as much pile up. So I try to read it in like whole run-throughs. Anyway, I've discovered that the actual issues of Walking Dead are really good if you read them, or are better if you read 4 or 5 of them at a time.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I
you-
get the
you see a
trades.
bit, yeah. You see a bit more of where he's going and what he's doing. Whereas if you really are reading it month to month, I feel like he's getting to a place where like there's one important conversation in there, and then everything else is sort of treading water. and it's bizarre. But
Anyways, back to the show.
yeah, the show's great.
The show's
man.
great, and it's really interesting. Obviously, the Dixon brothers will be back, but
Yeah, I hope.
it's one of those things where you kind of rooted for Daryl Nutt to go with Merle because
Oh, I want to shoot Merle in the face.
yeah,
'Cause
I
he's
doubt
a
he'll
terrible
make it out
human
of
being.
this
Yeah.
season.
No,
He is
no,
terrible.
No. I think. I think they would be remiss if we don't continue to follow their story. If Daryl just
love
shows up
Daryl.
again, no, I know. I'm saying if Daryl just shows up again at the end of the season or next season, and like he's alone,
Right.
and they don't tell us that story, I'm going to be so disappointed because I think the idea of the two of them trying to survive and finally coming to head, and this moment where Daryl has to realize, like, oh, I used to be this redneck asshole, and I
Right.
am a better person now because of those people. And Merle is holding me back. I need to see that story. I need to see that
Yes.
story more than any of the other stuff because that's one of the things the show is doing that's original. That's not something rooted in the book.
Right, because Daryl is, from all of the people I've talked to, one of the best characters. And
Oh,
in
yeah.
my opinion, one of the best characters on the show. He's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So honestly, I am less interested in seeing seeing their version of the end of the Governor story than I am seeing where Daryl's story goes.
Yeah, because we all know how the governor gets it.
Yeah, that's part of it. But it's also that I think that what they're doing there, because they're allowed to sort of just do whatever they want, I think that's where the show flourishes the
I agree.
most. So,
It's a good show.
yeah.
I also watched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol for the first
Yeah.
time this week because it's streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
Go Netflix. And I hadn't seen any of the Mission Impossible movies
What?
because I don't like Tom Cruise.
What?
Oh. No.
Another one of those.
Kinda
He's
disagree.
a fucker. He's
Why don't-
fucking
not
creepy.
that
What?
bad.
Why is he?
He's-
What?
Why don't you like Tom Cruise?
I
Is
don't
it his
know.
personal stuff?
Now,
No,
hold on.
it is.
Put
It's his
that
personal
aside.
stuff.
You gotta put
Hold
that
on.
aside.
And I just-
Is it
A
the
great
him
actor.
being in love with Katie Holmes stuff, or is it the fact that he supports an organization that causes people to like go crazy and kill themselves?
No, it's the Scientology thing.
Okay, all right.
I don't care about Katie Holmes. I
Yeah.
mean, whatever. She's not with him now, so I support her for that. But
Yeah,
no, it's one of those things where he's never done movies that I thought were like, oh my god, I have to go see that.
Mic drop.
Because I don't know. I just never.
Anyways, Ghost Protocol.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I'll see what you think, but
No, I loved Ghost Protocol.
Oh, good.
And it's one of those things where, like Oblivion, we saw the trailer for Oblivion, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that looks interesting. I don't know. I've never seen like Top Gun or anything like that.
Oh wow.
Never
I
seen
have
Top Gun?
I have a very large gap of like 80s movies missing from my repertoire.
I have to say, I'm not entirely sure that you will like it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm saying because it is actually kind of dated.
know,
Like, I love that.
I have a
movie,
problem
but-
with things that are super dated
Well,
unless I've seen them before.
I don't think it's like super dated, but I think
There's
I think his movies. It's a cool movie.
Yeah.
But it's this might even sound sexist, but it's kind of a guy movie where
Yeah.
they're flying jets and they're
Right.
these really
There's a-
hot shot guys.
There's a
and-
really long, sweaty volleyball sequence, though.
yeah. That's,
I don't think
that's
she'll
for
mind
women.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll mind that.
Yeah, that's my.
When
that's my
Val
point.
Kilmer wasn't all doughy and he's the Iceman in this.
He looks different every movie he's in now. Like a different
right?
kind of awkward middle-aged fat.
Yeah.
You know?
Whenever someone
bizarre.
talks about Top Gun and they say Iceman, the only thing I can think of is Meet the Parents and that girl getting hit in the face with the water polo ball, the water volleyball ball.
Yeah,
By
see,
Ben Stiller.
that's a take on the Top Gun stuff, but it's way cooler in Top Gun. These guys are all like sweating, and
Yeah.
it's all hot
I
outside,
like
and
Meet
There's
the
a guy named-
Parents.
they're
There's
giving each other high fives.
There's a guy named Goose.
Doesn't Goose die?
Ah,
So-
man.
You already know the movie,
Giving it
Oh
away.
no, I know a lot of stuff just because I haven't seen the movie.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
but so when you're watching Ghost Protocol, though, Tom Cruise is badass.
No, he was fucking awesome. I have to say I liked Simon Pegg better. And I love
You ought to see. You
What's
ought to
his
see the
name?
third one then, because Simon
the
Pegg
other
is
guy.
really good
What's
in the third one
the
too.
Jeremy Renner?
Yeah.
I love him. Like after Avengers,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was awesome in Ghost Protocol,
He was.
right?
Yeah.
And the sentimental moment at the end where he sees his wife and she waves, and it,
Oh, so you have to see
and
the
you
third
haven't
one.
seen the third one.
no, and I haven't seen the third one. But no,
Oh.
Ghost Protocol was good, and
I
I
have
would
to
watch
watch
the. No, I'll watch the. Jeez, oh.
Here's what's interesting. So
Does one of your roommates have it, Michael?
Probably, yeah.
That's probably true. If
The-
we should ask Chauncey and see if we can watch it this weekend.
the first one is totally completely different. Like the first
It's
one
more
is
like
this
the TV
weird
show.
intrigue movie. Yeah. That's more like the TV show, and
That's great.
It's great in a very different way. And the second one turns it into an action movie.
Yeah.
And the third one is the J.J. Abrams movie.
Oh, I love
Obviously, we've
JJ.
said before, like it's basically an Alias film. But I think what's great about
Which
it
I
is
also
that
started watching.
it
Oh, I forgot to
injects
write it down.
that whole series with some heart again.
Oh, yeah,
in
the
a way that I don't
opening
even think
scene.
the first one has.
I don't know why. Like he should have been nominated for an Academy Award just for that opening
We
scene.
said this last week.
yeah.
You did say this last week, and it wasn't last week. It was a
2
couple
weeks
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because after you said that in the show, I actually watched the first episode of Alias on Netflix.
Great.
Oh.
And I watched the episode, and then I was like, shit, Ghost Protocol is on here too. And I watched them the same day
Yeah.
because you had been talking about Mission Impossible. But I need to go back and start watching Alias again. But now I've got all my shows from last night that I have to watch. This week.
Have you seen Alias before?
No, I've never seen Alias.
It's great.
It's great.
That wasn't what I watched when I had a TV
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I
Yeah, it's
watched.
kind of a hard show to
Gilmore
find.
Smallville.
now.
I watched Smallville when
Oh.
Alias was on.
Yeah.
And Roswell.
So you're a
Quality
WB
television.
kind of girl.
I was
Yeah.
a WB kid for sure.
How you grew up and avoided watching Vampire Diaries?
Oh, I've seen it all now.
Oh, goddamn it!
That's on my Hulu queue that was on last night.
She's
Oh,
a little
no.
obsessed right now.
Oh wow.
It was so much better. Like
It's not
this,
actually
this
good, is it?
season of Vampire Diaries is not nearly as fun as the last 4 that I've watched in
Wait,
like 2 weeks.
It's had 5 seasons.
3 or 4,
Wow.
maybe 5. I'm not really sure.
Dude,
Oh,
get
wow.
this. Supernatural's been on for like 9
I
years.
know.
I've never seen an episode.
And now Felicia Day
And
is on it,
I-
like
I-
semi-regularly.
I feel like I really need to watch that show.
Me too, because I like that Jared Padalecki guy
Gilmore Girls.
because he's in Friday the 13th
Shut up.
remake.
Wait. Oh.
It's okay, honey.
Anyway, what else did you watch? Oh, this is the longest episode ever.
No, this is going to be the longest episode ever.
great. I
Sorry,
don't
Brad.
give a shit.
Oh, okay, so here's my biggest qualm that I watched this week was I watched Celeste and Jesse Forever
Okay.
with Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg and
Oh,
Elijah
yeah, that one.
Wood. And I don't like when people who are really funny and really good at being really funny, oh, hi, Stuart, aren't funny.
Is the movie trying to be funny?
I was bored.
Okay.
I don't think
Ryan,
so.
you like
No,
I
the
liked
movie
it.
is not trying to be funny. Ryan, why did you like it?
Because I just thought it was a different take. You know, a lot of times it's I don't like romantic comedies unless they try something different.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Shaun of the Dead and things like
Yeah.
that.
The
so
one we saw tonight.
yeah, so that movie tried something different where you didn't expect it to go the places it went.
Which one is that? Is that the one where like they intentionally sleep with other people?
No, that's they're getting a divorce. They're a married couple and they're getting divorced, but they still
Oh.
hang out with each other.
Yeah. Like, they're
they're
best
not-
friends,
yeah.
but yeah. Gotcha.
I enjoyed it.
I expected it to be funny. And maybe that was
okay.
just because...
Cast, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Right, I expected it to be funny, and the things that they were maybe trying to make funny, I didn't think were funny.
Was it maybe that like you've seen Away We Go, right?
See, that one I love.
Yeah, because I mean that's a movie where the main actors are comedians,
Mhm.
but they're doing sort of a subtle like normal people comedy.
It felt
Yeah.
more like Friends with Kids,
I didn't see that.
which I didn't like at all.
Yeah,
My wife hated it.
No, yeah, because you don't like any of those people. Like, you don't care. Yeah, they're terrible people.
Well, and this is why I've decided this week that I don't like girls anymore.
So, are you and Brad going to go out now?
No. Sorry, the show Girls.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm gonna keep hate watching it every week because you know that's what I do.
Well, and that's
But,
that's
like,
a trend
I-
now,
Get over
apparently.
yourself.
Yeah, no, I seriously.
Seriously.
Lena Dunham was on the cover of Entertainment Weekly a couple weeks ago.
Oh
Who
man,
was?
I've seen her naked too many times. The thing
I'm
is, like,
sorry?
I know. I'm sorry, Lena. She's not watching. She's not listening to the show. I'm sure she's not. But anytime if you're trying to be funny, but I just desperately hate the characters, then I'm never gonna laugh, you know. And it doesn't matter how good the joke is. You always end up just being like, oh yeah, you said a funny thing, but yeah, I want you to die. Like if you would just explode right now.
It would be so much more entertaining.
Yeah, that show just makes me want all of New York City to just like sink into the ocean.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's bad. Watch it every week. As soon as it's
only if it takes Carrie Bradshaw with them.
Right?
Oh,
Because apparently the new Carrie Diaries show is awesome. Not.
oh.
They're making more.
No, they're making a
As
prequel
in-
with the girl that was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The one who played Violet Beauregard.
They're just not letting that universe die.
No, it needs to die.
It needs to die.
Hey guys, we're in the presence of someone who loves that stuff.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
Sex and the City had its moment. Like, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I there was a moment when I saw it.
No, and it was legit. It had its moment.
You remember there was that weird period where like TBS was cutting all the sex and like language out of it, and
Laura
airing it?
still watches those, and I bought her the freaking $250 box set of it.
But the funny thing was, is they would come on, and I could never get through the intro. Like the intro would start, and I would just be like, "Oh my god!"
It's because the TBS edits make it.
The
not
intro
worth it.
is twice as long in the DVDs, FYI.
No, why? What do they add? Like DVD creation
The
credits.
song
Like,
is
here's the guy
longer.
who made the box art.
Sex and the City is my favorite show of all time.
Oh,
But I have no desire to watch the Carrie Diaries. And the Sex and the City 2 movie was shit.
but now, so
I
is the
support
Carrie
you, Laura.
Diaries? I don't know why we're spending time on this. Is the Carrie Diaries like actually? It's on like the CW, right?
Correct.
So it is completely neutered.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But she's also,
it
like,
could
12.
It could be more edgy if it were
She's
on
12?
NBC. Like,
She's
that's
like
how.
17.
No.
Yeah. What?
The Sex and the City, I always watch when it's on cable because I love it so much.
Yeah.
But when I watch it on the DVDs, they cut like half the good shit out.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
They cut it off the DVDs.
No,
No,
like
no, no.
if
She
you
means they
watch
cut
it
it out
on
of-
E or Oxygen or
Yeah. One of those.
it's
All
on
the- all the
every
lady
day from
stations.
1:30 to 3:30.
For the win.
Oh my.
But they cut like all of the really good, edgy, like this is what real relations were like kind of shit. They cut all of that out.
You know,
There's no
filthy.
reason for me to watch it, but I always watch it and then cut to commercial break. I'm like, oh, you see Wiener in that episode. I get it.
No, that's my point. Like, how do you make a prequel to that show where there's none of that content?
No, it's stupid.
Oh.
No,
okay.
yeah, she's
Although,
she's
granted,
young.
I started watching Sex and the City when I was about 13, so. Which
So
was
that
probably
explains
really
some things.
inappropriate, and it probably explains a lot about me now.
That's probably when I saw the episodes when I watched it too, because
Oh.
you weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's pretty much all I've seen this week,
Awesome.
besides
Thanks,
a whole
Laura.
bunch of other random shit.
That's what I always do. Michael, what you got?
I watched All Star Superman.
Nice.
That
That was actually the only Superman comic series I own.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Because I enjoyed the first issue. Anytime I hear that an issue's good for comics, I always pick it up and just check it out.
Who is that? Grant Morrison, something like that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Frank Quietly. And it was a
Yeah.
great comic series, and I'm not even a fan of Superman.
No, the comic series. Is
Neither
really
am I.
good.
Neither am
Have
I.
you-
But my roommate's huge on it. He had me watch it.
Have you read it as well?
Yeah, I read it first, and
So how is it as an adaptation?
It's a little too direct. I
Oh.
I like the comic, but it didn't translate well into an animated movie.
Bummer.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like everything seemed added on. They had Superman's away. He's taking some tiny Kryptonians out somewhere in space. He comes back. Hey, there's Kryptonians on the planet. They take over. Then suddenly they're dying and they're gone.
Huh.
It just seemed a little tacked on when they put it in that format.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
yeah, I like the comic.
Yeah, I mean, the comic's interesting because Superman's dying.
Yeah, the entire time he's
And
dying.
So it's an interesting take that he's kind of losing his powers. And I mean,
Well, he's not losing his powers. He's getting stronger.
yeah,
He's just
but,
dying
like,
the
he's
entire
dying.
time.
Yeah,
it's,
like that.
it's really
Brian.
interesting.
Does he die at the end?
Not sure.
Then
It kind
I'm-
of
then
leaves
I'm
it
not
hanging.
interested. If he died, I would watch it in a second. But
Oh, they have another one. What is it? Death of Superman?
oh yeah,
Animated
no, I
movie?
need to
They-
watch that one.
They do.
I'll just
Where
watch the
Doomsday
end
kicks the shit out of
over
him.
and over.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
Sound like the-
think the whole implication is that he's still alive in the sun or
Yeah.
something.
I always thought, we've said this before, but Mark Miller had this idea for a Superman trilogy where at the end it was just going to be like the Earth was dying and like because it was way in the future and Superman was still alive and he was just sort of the very last person watching the sun go out. And just that idea to me, it was so epic and chilling that I thought like that's really cool. But
That would be badass.
I'd watch
yeah, no, I don't like Superman, and I would watch that because then you're taking
Uh-huh.
this over the top character and putting them in situation's so fantastical that there could be some really interesting meaning there. But just Superman flying around, I'm like, man.
Yeah, pretty much. If you put him in interesting scenarios, I like him, but just Superman,
You know what he needs? Little kid. Like there's just a little piano pushing little boy who just
Definitely needs that.
he would just solve everything.
solve all problems.
Cora's just like, I'm gonna punch you guys in the face.
Giving
No,
death
I'm
glares.
not going to punch you.
Oh,
She
okay.
might.
I just really I like Superman,
Might.
but that's probably because Christopher Reeves is awesome.
And
Tom Welling in Smallville was super sexy.
Oh,
I actually-
faux show.
Ryan, have I ever told you I watched like the first 2 seasons?
Really?
Of that show? Yeah, back when they aired.
I've
Yeah.
seen every episode of Smallville
Yeah.
because I stole them from Michael's roommate Chauncey. And
I
Oliver Queen, like the guy who plays Oliver Queen in the last, I don't know, like 3 seasons, is fantastic.
To the point where she wants to name her firstborn child Oliver.
Yes, we're naming our son Oliver. It's fine.
oh man.
Apparently, this has already been decided.
Yeah.
You agreed to this. This is not new.
The I just had a problem. Like at a certain point, that became like sort of the tween show melodrama thing. Where at the beginning,
Yeah.
when it was all this stuff of like, oh, he falls off the rope and his like see-through walls vision turned on, and suddenly he can see into the ladies' locker room. Then I was like, oh, I'm in. This is my show. Where it was all about like him discovering his powers and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool, but eventually it just became too.
It became
high
Metropolis, not Smallville.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, good metaphor.
Just blew your
Yeah,
mind.
but when he
didn't I?
tells Lois, like in the last season of Smallville, when Clark Kent tells Lois that he's Superman,
9 seasons, and she never figured it out.
She's not a bright woman.
well, they had to have some kind of
She's
something.
a journalist.
Yeah.
Her job is to do these things. Like,
Obviously not investigated.
yeah, no.
But that was I watched that episode like 4 times in a row because it was awesome.
Mike, is that all you've watched this week?
I've also been watching back episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you are.
We are fans. Yeah, it's
Do
too
you
bad.
have a favorite episode of It's Always Sunny?
I'm kind of stuck on Dayman right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far in are you?
5
seasons.
I've been jumping around a bunch. I
Oh.
skipped to season 7 for a while, then I went back and watched first season through season 4. So I've been jumping around a lot.
Cool.
That's one of the
That's a
shows you
great
can
show.
watch
Yeah, you
whenever.
can.
There's
Yeah,
no really
yeah.
continuity
There's-
in them at all.
As long as you've seen him before. I've said this before,
Yeah.
that because the show gets crazier,
It does.
you
it
have to
does.
know
I
what's going on.
I think my
but-
favorite one is the poop in the bed. Just because it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
You get so obsessed with it, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's
It's
turtling out there a little bit. There was definitely not a turtle.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing else, Michael.
Let's see. I've been watching Whitest Kids You Know. Been watching a bit of
yeah.
that
Are
recently.
Are they still making that show? I have not watched
I
that
have
in a long
no
time.
idea. It's all back episodes, but
Oh,
it's they're very strange.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
that's the one where all the guys play women, right? Like
yeah,
kids
yeah.
in the
They,
hall.
they
but,
occasionally
They
bring
tend
women
to,
on the
yeah.
show, but most of the time it's
Yeah.
just them in drag.
That's a lot of
It's-
Man, when Abraham Lincoln gets hammered in the ass, that's one of the best things on the internet. Like
they-
really
Do they do special ops whispering on the show?
special. ops
Special,
whispering.
what?
I don't know
Because
what you're
special
talking about.
ops whispering,
Special ops.
if you
whispering.
can find it on iTunes, is the best like CD track from Whitest Kids. You've listened to it.
Yeah,
You got to find that shit. It's hilarious because it's all these guys whispering, and they're supposed to be in like Vietnam, and they're special ops guys. He's like, dude, I dropped my clip. Well, why did you drop your clip? Oh, I've got these cool night vision goggles. I have to find my clip. And it's, why doesn't
gotcha.
Carl have to wear gloves? Well, because he's black. He only has to wear gloves if he's going to wave.
Oh,
It's the funniest shit.
it's great.
good.
Very
That's
off
good.
color.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to find. I always loved those guys. That's cool.
Yeah, they're way out there.
Yeah.
But that's all I've watched this week.
Very nice. I watched a shitload of stuff. Some of the stuff I'll just blow through because it's stupid. My Robert Downey Jr. movie of the week, I've seen it before, but I recently found it again, Wonder Boys, which he stars with Michael Douglas.
He's in Wonder Boys.
He's Michael Douglas's editor.
That's a Michael Caban movie.
Yeah.
Which Michael Capen is the reason why Spider-Man 2 is so good.
Yep. And it's directed by Curtis Hanson, who also did L.A. Confidential.
Oh.
And it stars Tobey Maguire and Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas is a professor. Tobey Maguire is his talented writer as in his class. And Michael Douglas wrote a really popular novel, and he can't write his follow-up. And Robert Downey Jr. plays his gay editor, and he shows up with like transvestite. It's a really funny movie, but it also has lots of heart. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
It's one of those writing is hard movies.
No,
like
it's
this
he's
one.
writing so much that he can't find an ending.
Yeah, but that's still... I think it still falls into that whole genre of like writers writing about how hard writing is.
Ending writing is hard.
Oh, yeah.
He can't. He doesn't find his voice.
Beginning
And Katie
writing's
Holmes
hard.
is good in it. She's only in it for like 5 or 10 minutes. Really, she has great moments. So yeah, check it out. It's a really good movie.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
It's one of my favorite Robert Downey Jr. movies. I also saw The Howling 5. James purchased Howling 3, The Marsupials.
Yeah, I did.
For his shit show
Oh,
review.
that's right.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
And when I was younger, me and my friend Brandon, who was the best man at my wedding, who lives in Denmark, him and I would go to Blockbuster when they had videos for rent, and in the mid to late 90s, there was tons of horror movies that were just put on video. And I remember when I was little, and I even told James this when he got Howling 3, The Marsupials, I said, dude, Howling 5 is pretty badass. It's it takes place in this castle, and it's basically who done it, but it's a werewolf. No one knows who the werewolf is, and is killing people in the castle, and you can't figure out who it is, and it's like an intrigue. And I said, man, that movie's badass. And it was on Netflix when I was just flipping through. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm totally watching Howling 5. And it was horrible. I was so disappointed in my childhood.
Really?
Yes. Because, one, they don't even show the werewolf transforming. I mean,
Really?
right? Isn't that what you have to see in every werewolf movie?
That's
hold on.
standard, you'd
But
think.
is it
Thank you.
is it a direct to DVD like?
It is.
Yeah.
And the werewolf you never...
No, James, The Howling 5 came to a theater near you.
Wait till I get to one that did come to theater. You'll be shocked.
Oh no.
And every time the werewolf would kill somebody, me and Brandon, and it even make fun of it in South Park, the werewolf will show up and it, like, you don't even see the werewolf barely, and then it, like, hits somebody in the face and it goes, jump, jump, dominus. And it's like, really? I was really, really disappointed.
What did you just sing?
It's like
Jump, jump, Dominus?
It's something like that.
It's those choir children, right?
Choir
Yeah.
children. You know, like when you watch South Park, the movie,
Okay,
and they
got
zoom
it.
in on Damien's eyes, and it's ding, ding, ding. That happens when the
Oh.
werewolf
All his
kills
magical
okay.
powers happen. Yeah.
Exactly. So do not
Yeah.
watch Howling 5, guys. Okay, that's the lesson learned.
That's too bad.
Also, I mentioned earlier that I got the 6-film collection of Hellraiser. Last week I saw Hellraiser 3, which I mislabeled as Bloodlines. That's actually Hell on Earth. And the third one is not too bad. The fourth one is called Bloodlines, and it is horrible. And I could not believe that it was released in theaters. I was fucking shocked.
Yeah.
More shocked that it made $8 million in theaters. It takes place in space, but they're trying to...
Like all great horror films.
And that's why
Awesome.
I went on. I wrote a blog this week about Jason X, which is the 10th Friday the 13th, which I actually think is not that bad of a movie.
Yeah.
And it takes place in space. And I said, hey, if you want to make this horror movie in space, make it like this because it doesn't forget about where it came from. Anyways, Hellraiser movies don't make sense anyways. But anyways, it's basically saying that Pinhead is eternal. Like he's even though
Pinhead is eternal.
but what's
man.
stupid about it is, so it starts off in it starts off in space, and then it goes back into like the 1800s in France, and then because they're showing the bloodlines, this is how this guy who's
Got
trying to
it.
get rid
Okay.
of this other chick, and then it's stupid. Don't watch it.
But is that the one? Because I watched some other people talk about this. Is that the one where Pinhead is hardly ever even in it? Like he just pops up every now and
He
then.
does, but actually the one that Pinhead is not in hardly. I'd say he's in it for 5 minutes.
Wow.
Is a Scott Derrickson one.
Ah.
And it's Hellraiser 5 Inferno. And I might say this because I'm a fanboy, but it is actually a good movie. And I'll go out on a limb that I forgot I was watching a Hellraiser movie when I was watching it.
Really?
Because the story is there's this corrupt cop, and he does drugs, he does hookers, and he has a wife and kids, and he's trying to hold up this moral standing that, hey, I'm a police officer, so I kind of have this double standard. And along the way he gets the box. I even forget the name of the box. And
Cosmic Cube.
yeah, Cosmic Cube, the Tesseracts, and he opens it up and he unleashes hell by unlocking the box. I guess the story of Hellraiser. When you unlock the box, you unlock Pinhead, and so he does that, and he comes out of the room, and the hooker's asleep, and he goes back to work, and he gets a call from her, and she's screaming in pain, and he shows up to the hotel room that he fucked her in, and there she's hanging by her throat in the shower.
Oh, no.
And there's like a little kid's like finger left there.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so the whole movie is all these people that are connected to him keep on showing up murdered. And there's
With,
a little
like,
kid.
children's fingers?
Yeah.
That's what?
Yeah.
No, I was joking. Really?
Yeah.
That's
And like
tough.
so
That's fucked up.
so the cop goes on this quest to find, because he wants to make sure this child stays alive.
Yeah.
Because they found, the forensic guy says, well, this was cut off while the child was still alive. And again, Pinhead is not in the movie. He doesn't show up until the last 5 minutes of the movie, and the movie is an hour and 45 minutes long.
Wow.
And basically, I'll spoil the movie in case you guys ever want to watch it. It turns out that he was already in hell, and his punishment was being a terrible person. And so Pinhead comes in for like 5 minutes and explains how horrible of a person he is. And he says, your hell is yourself. And the only reason this is happening to you is because how bad of a person you are.
That's
Wow.
bad.
And then he
Wow.
gets like dragged into hell, and then he wakes up after he gets pulled into hell, and he's in the bathroom again, and he's like, oh fuck, and the hooker's there, and he's like, oh, this is just a dream. But then it goes and he's replaying it again. So his hell is he relives that day over and over and over and over
Nice.
again.
Oh, man.
So it's a really cool movie, and
that
I could
sounds well
see
written.
when I listened to his interview, he said Harvey Weinstein or Bob Weinstein, one of the Weinstein brothers, said that they should make this movie not a Hellraiser movie,
Yes.
and it would totally work.
Yeah.
But and
I mean, you'd have to have some other guy with like saw blades coming out of his face show up at the end and go like, "You're in hell."
But it was really interesting because he also, the Cenobites are like demon manifestations, and in this
Is that like the ones we talked about last week, where like the guy had a camera in his eye and stuff
no,
like that?
these
where
are way
Pinhead turns
cooler
into-
because
Oh,
what they
okay.
represented was there was these two demon women that were always making out around him that he always saw.
Yeah.
So it represented, his sexual appetite, and then there was this one. It's a really interesting movie.
Oh, so like his independent sins are like represented by other
Exactly.
weird creatures in the,
Exactly.
in the hell.
So if you want to see a Hellraiser movie, Hellraiser 5 is the best one I saw, because I also saw Hellraiser 6, and it was horrible. Again, they had all these sex scenes in it, but no one took off their clothes. It's so bizarre. And
What's the point?
Exactly. And and it was trying to be like Hellraiser 5, where it was trying to be clever, but it was just really confusing and stupid. So out of the 4 I've seen, Hellraiser 5's good. Thanks, Scott Derrickson. I also watched Alien again with director's commentary by Ridley Scott.
Dude.
The director's cut version.
The is this a new comment? No, it's not. Do you know what commentary
2003.
this is from? Oh, okay.
It's, if you have the anthology on Blu-ray, go to or even if you have the quadrilogy, it's the same one. It's a
Yeah.
2003 commentary, and it's actually a pretty cool commentary because they take interviews with all the cast members and Ridley Scott and put them in the movie.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's him and Sigourney Weaver talking. And this, what really was cool is he said, she asked him, she said, would you come back into this universe? And this is 2003.
Yeah.
He said, I'd love to, but I don't want to take your story, because if you've seen the Aliens, she dies at the end of Resurrection.
She also does at the end of 3.
She does. But so he says, what I want to do is I want to go back to the beginning. He said, why did that ship crash?
Yeah.
And then Sigourney Weaver says, yeah, I mean, did it have malfunction? Did the space jockey crash it? And you're like, dude, you're just blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
So the seeds for Prometheus were probably sown when Damon Lindelof's listening to that commentary. He's like, fuck this, I know what I'm writing.
He didn't start that script.
No, he did not. And I also watched Aliens, which, James, you're not a fan of.
I have a hard time watching that movie.
But
yeah.
I watched it again, and I actually thought it was pretty fun. I watched not the director's cut. I watched the theatrical cut, which I think is way better.
Yeah, the director's cut is just it's too long.
Yeah, but I had fun with it, and it was
It's not
cool.
that I don't think it's fun. There's a lot. I love that movie. My problem is that every time I watch it, I want to put the mute on, because I think James Cameron's dialogue is some of the most quickly dated garbage. I really 5 years from now, if you go back and watch Avatar, I think you're going to watch and go like, this is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about the way he writes.
You
but-
didn't think that the first time you watched it?
Well,
It was in his top 10
palatable.
movies of 2009.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
pretty.
I'm really
very
ashamed
pretty.
of that 2009 list.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it's palatable. I think his movies, the way they are written, they are palatable when they come out, and then as time goes on, you see how much he is writing in the language of the time.
Even
you know?
Titanic is super dated now.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
funny because it was dated in 1997.
He's-
I mean, I did
He's not a very good writer.
I did comment when Avatar came out that in the first 5 or 10 minutes of that movie, somebody calls him Special K, and I just want to slap him and go, okay, you really think that far into the future they're still making Special K cereal? Are they even eating cereal? Like, really? That and all of everything Bill
but
Paxton says in Aliens.
My
is just
my
awful.
favorite scene in that, everyone wants to say where she fights her and says, "Get away from her, you bitch."
No.
My favorite scene actually is when she's in the hive and there's all those eggs.
Yeah.
And she's about to torch them, and then the Queen Alien tells the other aliens to back up, and then she fucking tortures them anyways.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
there's hardly anything as iconic and just awesome as the scene when Newt is in the sewers
Oh,
and
yeah.
the alien
I
comes
mean,
up behind it.
and
I
on
mean, it's-
Blu-ray, oh my gosh!
Oh man,
If you haven't got it yet, you can get it at Best Buy right now for $22.
damn it!
The-
I'm gonna go buy that.
The Alien Anthology, dude, it's beautiful. I also watched Compliance.
Oh,
Oh, how was that?
It was, what's crazy is it is a true story.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how true, and I went back and I researched about it, and it was basically verbatim.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It's probably not a movie I'll ever watch again. The performances are really good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this lady gets a call who's a fast food operator owner, and she says that she's told by a police officer, in quotes, that one of her employees stole from a woman on the counter. And so she makes her go in the back and do all these degrading things like strip down, and she performs like oral sex on her fiance. Really happened.
yeah.
And so so that kind of thing is kind of bizarre. The performances are really good.
Yeah.
It's streaming for free on Netflix if you want to check it out.
I think what was interesting when Brad saw it was that he sort of described it as like, yeah, they did a good job reenacting this thing, but it's not necessarily a great movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's them in a room, and all the performances are good, but it's not something you need to watch more than once.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you hear that story, most people think about all of the themes and ideas that movie is going to bring up, like, oh, why? At what point, when somebody in authority tells you to do something, do you say like,
Exactly.
no?
That's why I never got about it.
Yeah.
If I was that person, I'd say, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not going to strip in front of you.
Even when I heard about like the news story account
Mm-hmm.
of that and the fact that they were making it into a movie, it's like, really?
But I
Yeah.
guess this
You're
is
listening to this? You're doing what this person is telling you to do?
Yeah.
this guy prank called like 70 restaurants. Like it was like a real thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to check it out, it's streaming for free on Netflix.
Oh, wow, cool.
I also rewatched Peter Pan. Disney Blu-rays are the best. They're so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Well, it's not even just the way they look. It's also like they've got all these little like things that the Blu-ray will do to make
Oh,
it easier to watch.
Disney
like,
knows how
the
to make
fact that-
Blu-rays. I don't care what anybody says. You really have to watch. If you haven't seen Pinocchio or Peter Pan or Cinderella, they will blow your mind on Blu-ray how beautiful these are.
Yeah.
You're talking about Peter Pan is 50-something years old now. Looks like it was animated yesterday.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I rewatched Underworld Awakening. It's better than this time I saw it. I'm actually a fan of the Underworld movies.
Still better than Twilight Breaking Dawn. Part
Yeah,
two?
absolutely.
Oh, good.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Oh, hey, it was Dan that said that Twilight was better than Underworld, not you.
See, I haven't seen any of the Underworld, so I don't have any room to talk on that one.
You should see the first one.
You should see the first one. It's
one's
really
First
badass.
one's
I,
pretty
sh-
good.
I should.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And
That
the
is
last
true.
thing I saw, which will actually surprise some people, is I traded in all my old DVDs, and I said this a while ago, and I got movies that I was going to take a chance on because I didn't get them for free, but I got them for free because I didn't watch those movies anymore. And a movie I got because we have our mantra is we're going to go into every movie expecting it to be good,
I'm really afraid right now.
and I got Prince of Persia,
Ah,
and
yeah.
and
Right,
honestly,
you talked about this last week.
and I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I had no problems with the movie. I got into the world. Again, I still think it's weird that Jake Gyllenhaal has an English accent who lives in Persia.
but
I mean,
he's
that's
super
weird.
sexy.
So does Jim
Oh, my
Arterton.
gosh. Yeah, but I mean, the performances are fun. The movie's just a fun movie. I didn't have. The only problem I did have with the movie is at the end when the princess dies. I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's awesome, because everybody he cared about died, and the last thing you do is can save this world, and he just happened to get blasted back in time to right before his father was murdered.
Right, that whole, yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, I mean, on Blu-ray, it's amazing, and the special effects are outstanding. And I really enjoyed the movie. I'm actually going to watch it again with the. They have this cool feature on it where it's called The Sands of Time, where you Disney again. When you watch it, and the sword comes up, if you hit enter, it like blasts sand across it, and it tells you how they made the scene, and they have interviews and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Did one of the guys from Pirates do that movie?
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer. All the
Okay.
producers of the pirate movies did them.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. He sort of just makes those movies. He makes movies that are very orange and that make a lot of money.
Yeah, that movie didn't, and I think it was marketed wrong because
Yeah.
I'm watching the movie. I said, why don't they market it with like them showing how he went back in time with the sword and stuff?
Honestly,
that's
the
pretty
only
badass.
way they marketed it was the scene where like he releases the sand from the dagger.
Yeah.
Like all that CG. That's all they ever showed.
Exactly.
And then
That-
a lot of
yeah.
running like Aladdin.
Yes. Yeah. So it was
The
like
Aladdin running.
it was like Aladdin in one street, and then there was some sand, and you thought, oh, this is not.
And Alfred Molina is really good in it.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
So yeah, I should watch it. I gave it a shot and actually really enjoyed it. So you
Man,
never know.
I'm gonna have to watch.
Congratulations.
First
Yep.
again.
Super proud.
James, we're finally to you, buddy. What'd you watch this week?
Oh, good. So there were already robots. No, that's not where I'll start. I watched Transmorphers 2: The Fall of Man this
I
week.
can't believe that's an actual name of movie, Transmorphers.
No, this is Transmorphers: Fall of Man. This is the second Transmorphers.
Is there a
film.
2 in it, or is it Transmorphers
No.
semicolon Fall of Man?
And I was curious about why is it not Transmorphers 2? And that is because after watching the movie, I turned the box over and found out it was a prequel. At no point in the movie does it explain that it's a prequel. In fact, it starts like a sequel by telling us like there's this.
Have you seen the first Transmorphers?
No, I haven't. But they didn't have Transmorphers for cheap at TradeSmart, so I didn't care. I was like, this is what's the worst going to happen? It's worse than Transmorphers 1. Like that's what I'm going for here. Because I'm going to do a shit show review of it once I get my computer back together. So here's the thing about this movie. Okay, first of all, it's called Transmorphers. What movie do you think that The Asylum, which made it, is sort of,
Well, obviously it's Transformers.
Well, you're stupid because it's actually a Terminator film.
Wait, what?
It starts off. It starts.
If you
and
tell me
ends-
Robert Patrick is in this, I'm going to blow my mind.
No. I'll get to who's in it, and it'll still blow your mind. It starts and ends with like a voiceover. Like the Lyndall Hamilton voiceover where they're talking about the future.
Oh, so good.
And where
I love the Terminator voiceover.
Yeah, this one's not that good. This one's about like, the robots were already here, and the government knew about it.
Can you do that again? The robots are already here.
Yeah. And it stars Bruce Boxleitner. Straight up, Tron is in this movie. I don't know why.
Hey, he was at Denver Comic Con last year.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my god,
Dude, you're a 6th degree.
I want him to come back to Denver Comic Con so I can get him to
sign
my
your
copy
Transmorphers,
of
dude.
Transmorphers: The Fall of Man. Here's
That would
what's-
be awesome.
So okay, there are a few things that are great about this movie that I want to touch on. First of all, is it ends halfway through. So there's this robot and it's got to get to some building, and if it gets there, it sends a signal and calls all the other robots. Oh no! And so they get there, and Bruce Boxleitner they're fighting it and trying to hold it off, and there's this scientist who is, I gotta stop the thing. I'm gonna send some waves, and it's gonna stop it. And they don't think they're gonna be able to stop the robot, and so Bruce Boxleitner has this heroic moment where he's like, you know what? Because he magically just shows up in a helicopter, and he's like,
Naturally.
I'm gonna fly this helicopter into the robot. I'm gonna sacrifice Bruce Boxleitner to stop the robot so that the humans don't get eradicated by robots. And just as he flies the helicopter into it, the guy stands up and he's like, we stopped the signal. We successfully stopped the signal. He's trying to stop Bruce, but Bruce still flies into the thing and dies. So Bruce Boxleitner dies halfway through the movie for no reason. None at all. Probably just because he was like, well, I'm only available for 3 days of shooting. So, just get some shots of me in a helicopter and some shots of me driving a cop
Is that
car.
your Bruce?
Yeah.
That's
I have no idea
pretty
what
good.
Bruce Boxleitner did. Oh, good. Thanks.
I have no idea what he sounds like
I've
either,
been-
but
I've
I'm
been
guessing
working
it's
on
pretty
it.
close.
And so at that point you think like, oh, okay, this is like the end of the movie. This seems really short. No, it keeps going because then his daughter and the guy who is like the handsome guy who is actually
naturally.
the hero guy. He's the John Connor sort of dude of the movie.
God for you.
Yeah, and he
That's my Christian Bale as John Connor.
so he goes off and he goes and has sex with Bruce Boxleitner's like daughter, like immediately. Like
Wow.
Bruce Boxleitner dies and she's just like, well,
Well, she is grief stricken.
yeah.
There's
and,
only
a
a couple ways you can get over
and
that.
Gotta console
he
her.
is a popular film writer, or robot fighter. So they should just go bang.
Totally.
And it's a really long, awkward, no nudity sex scene that's just. And my mom walked in and she was like, "What are you watching?"
Were you wearing
And-
pants?
Yeah, and anyway, so that's awful. But then there's a whole nother half because somehow like they still failed, so the robots still show up because apparently it's a sequel, so the robots have to be there at the end of the movie. But the best thing about it is there's this scientist. You know, your obligatory like oh, I know all about signals, and I figured out
Sure.
that there's a signal from space and it's robots. She is clearly an alcoholic, like just constantly sweating like this. You know, she's in like her late 30s, just constantly sweating, slurring her words.
Is this
Nothing
the,
she
the
says makes any
actress or
sense.
the character?
I don't know. At no point do they say anything about the character being an alcoholic. I mean, like any scientist, none of the other scientists believe her. But I was still like,
It's
I
like
wouldn't-
Contact.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe her either. Yeah, it's like Contact, only Jodie Foster is an alcoholic. Like it's bizarre. Especially every time she's asked to deliver dialogue and explain the way things happen, because it's like she's making it up as she goes because she can't remember because she blacked out the night before when she read the script. Like, it's awful. It's fantastic. I'm just saying, like, I'll write a review sometime this week when I can get my shit in order. But I will say it's going to get a pretty good review.
Nice.
You should find a copy of Transmorphers and have your
I will
friends
not.
over
I will borrow
and-
yours.
and get drunk and watch the drunk lady talk about robots.
Win.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. And then the other thing was I watched Fast Five.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because my parents had not seen Fast Five, and I was like, you're going to see Fast Six, so we need to catch you up on this story. And
Fast
of course,
Five is epic.
like most sane people, they have not seen 3 or 4.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
4 was okay,
No,
Here's
it's horrible.
the thing: I've never seen 4.
but like the first one is epic.
Is
Yeah,
it
the
because
first
it's
one's
when
pretty-
Vin Diesel picks up that one girl?
What?
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
what all
He
girls say
picks
about-
up that girl and like
Oh,
pushes her against the thing.
Well, yeah.
yeah, I
that's
hear
awesome.
that's attractive.
But I like cars.
I
so.
keep trying to do that to people, and they're like, "Who are you?"
Well, I don't think they appreciate that randomly at
Yeah.
the mall for
I'd appreciate
against
it.
the cars that are up for a raffle.
Honestly, if I were a woman, I wouldn't like the comparison to Michelle Rodriguez. So it
Ooh.
would be pretty
Good
offensive.
call. Good call.
Which is pretty funny because, of course, there's all these. The great thing about Fast Five is that they are writing these movies like they are writing the biggest, most amazing epic of all time. Like, they think that all their little plots are Oscar worthy, and they act them like they are. You know, the whole thing of, like, I don't know if you remember, but he drops his necklace, like his big crucifix necklace, and what's her name, the actress? Anyway, she picks it. The cop, she picks it up and she wears it for a while, and then he comes to her house late at night, and because he's got to get the necklace back. You know, it's a whole subplot about this necklace, and they think it's great. Like, there's
It is
serious
great.
drama where she's talking about, like, oh, her dead ex-husband and all of this, and you're going, why is this in this movie? But it doesn't matter because it is one of the most satisfying final car chases of the last 10 years. Like,
that's badass.
it's there with, like, Bad Boys 2
Yes.
as far as, like, this is awesome car action of the modern era. Man.
Do you know The Rock's in like 4 movies in the next 4 months?
Oh, yeah.
So
dude.
excited.
Yeah.
He's in Pain and Gain. He's
Snitch.
in Snitch, G.I.
G.I.
Joe.
Joe.
And what's the other one?
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Go Rocky.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's also the new WWE champion. If you watch the Royal Rumble like I did.
Nice.
And maybe someday we'll get that movie where he's in Spy Hunter. I would
Mhm.
still like to see his Spy Hunter. Anyway, that's what I've been watching.
Hey, word from our sponsor. My man spider sense is tingling.
Hey, look, it's Man Spider.
How's it going, true believers? When I'm swinging through Colorado and I need comic books, I head to Arvada, Colorado, to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, the teal troll is attacking me! My son's in danger. Will no one help him?
Oh no, it's Man Spider.
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, the whips the competition with great deals on back issues, 50% off, hold slot, 20% off list price. You want sports memorabilia? They got that too.
Where are you going, Man Spider? The teal troll still has my son.
Here's web in your eye.
Oh no, I'm bested by Man Spider again.
So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado, and tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smokin' Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ. This is the box office stats.
I totally forget him, James. You're going to have to bring him up.
Oh, we're still doing this show. Identity Thief.
Oh, that's right. Identity
#1.
Thief with, was it 30-something million?
34 and a
million.
half.
I've heard that's really not that good.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard some bad reviews on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't look like the previews didn't look that good.
I don't really like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, you know that one, the movie, what's the one that she's coming out with?
The
Sandra
Heat?
Bullock?
The Heat.
The
The
Heat?
Heat.
I actually want to see The Heat.
You were laughing
You can totally tell that she's just improv
during the trailer.
Yeah.
all those lines because
Yeah.
I saw her in This Is 40, and everything she says in that trailer sounds like her scene from This Is 40.
Yeah.
So
That is my problem with her is I end up feeling like a lot of it is just sort of a caricature that she continues to do. But
Her caricature is funny, though.
Makes me laugh.
yes.
me and
So
James
it's
went
okay.
saw Side Effects. That made $10 million.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm not that surprised.
There was this when I went to see Die Hard, there was this one right in front of me, all alone, going to see Side Effects, and I thought that's weird. Like,
You know what? Was weird is when Channing Tatum died in Side Effects, and the girls in the
Spoilers.
audience were going, "No!" I'm not exaggerating.
yeah, they literally jumped up and started.
Yeah, honey,
it's
sorry,
like-
he
yeah.
dies. He dies like in the first 20 minutes.
It's
of the movie.
also in the trailers that they talk about.
He
the fact
is.
He dies,
He's so hot, and people like him so much that they reshot G.I. Joe for him,
so he wouldn't die.
so he wouldn't die.
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that, too.
BoxOfficeMojo.com. Thank you for your stats. What's coming out this week?
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Cool shit's coming out this week.
Yeah,
The greatest TV show of all time, Game of Thrones, which I've only seen one
I'm
episode
gonna
for.
punch you in your teeth.
Oh,
See, we like Game of Thrones.
I liked season 2 a lot more, but that is
Season 2
because
is
they-
good.
Yeah, that is because they are not trying to cram an entire novel into a season.
They've slowed it down a little bit, yeah.
I only
But
saw
it-
the first episode, and I wasn't that impressed with it.
It to me is the exact opposite of Walking Dead, where they try so hard to keep to the books, and then the places where they don't, because I have friends who have read them all, and what they tell me is the things that they change are all of like the weird sex scenes and like all of that stuff. Where I'm like, why this is unnecessary? Like it's not even characters I'm interested in.
It is, and
They're
it's
only-
terrifying.
Yeah, they're only adding it because it's HBO, and they're like, well,
They
if we
have-
don't have nudity, no one will pay for this.
they have a quota.
Yeah.
Also coming out is Argo. Fuck yourself. What's really funny is we have digital bits up, and they list the movies by how popular they are. So whatever's the highest selling on Amazon, and old people like Argo because the DVD is selling more than the Blu-ray.
Oh.
Top Gun 3D also comes out.
Yeah.
Atlas Shrugged Part 2. Remember that?
No.
Monsters Inc. Ultimate Edition comes out.
Yeah.
I already own it on Blu-ray, so I don't think I'll need that one. And then also Sinister comes out.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Anna Karenina, which is that indie movie with Keira Knightley, comes out this week.
Yeah, cool.
Well, there are people who I want to see that. I was talking to Sierra because she saw it today.
Did she?
Yeah, and she was saying it was pretty good.
My Russian friend went and saw it.
You know?
Was she moved? Or he?
I don't know. We didn't talk about it. I just know that Sasha went and saw it.
Yeah. Oh, that person is Russian. You're right.
She's very Russian.
She's very Russian.
Her name is Sasha. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Oh, and there's a new Blu-ray release of The Insider, which is a
Hey,
good
is this
movie.
the week where Bigfoot's Wild Weekend comes out?
Oh shit! No, that was last weekend.
Was
We
it
talked
last
about
weekend?
it. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I think we were looking for it. We couldn't find it.
No. That was 2 weeks ago. We couldn't find it. It was last week. Now, the shame is that I have not ordered a copy yet.
Well, yeah, I would order a copy. I think it's $20, dude. That's a fucking
that's
jack.
right. That's right. Oh my god.
But we got to make sure we don't ever not get a copy.
What I have found in this whole me watching movies that are fucking garbage is that is really an expensive hobby. Because even finding them like cheap at Tradesmart used.
Whoa, Rod Stewart, storyteller.
Oh yeah, I'll just keep scrolling. No, it was last week. I'm not seeing it here at all. There's nothing. No shark movies. Nothing.
That sucks.
I know.
Cool.
That's releases this week. Where do we get those releases, Ryan?
We get them from digitalbits.com. Cora, what happens when you click on DVD at digitalbits.com?
Well, it links you to Amazon.com, and you can buy it. And then when you buy it through that link, they give money to Digital Bits.
Wow, you do that better than Brad.
Yeah. She does that better than us. Let's be
Think
honest.
we found a replacement.
Just because I've listened to like all 100 plus episodes.
Brad is the not yet. Not yet.
I haven't?
No, there's not 100 plus episodes of him. Well,
Yeah,
if you got all
With
the
the
interviews
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Actual episodes were at like 86, 87.
Yeah.
It's getting close. We should we should start planning something for that.
We should.
That would be epic.
Anyway, that's DVD releases.
Comic book corner time, sir.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Michael has a comic book for us.
I do indeed. I've got The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys, yes. Yeah, it's. Believe you guys mentioned it before on your show. Cora wrote in about it.
I said something about it.
Oh, that's right. I've still never read The Boys.
I'm going to send it to you because I
great.
couldn't get a copy today.
Yeah, we were going to bring a copy of it, but we ran out of time. But it's great. It's an alternate superhero universe.
Is this Warren Ellis?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis.
The other one with a weird name.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an alternate superhero universe where comic books are the marketing of superheroes.
Yeah.
But it's all Superman, Batman, but it's representing these superheroes who live super corrupt lifestyles that they do lots of drugs and have lots of sex and kill everyone.
Don't actually do awesome things.
They don't do awesome things. They have parodies of all real superheroes too. They've got parodies of Superman, the X-Men. And they kill almost all of them too.
Because the story is about there is this like a group of people who are meant to police these people, right?
Exactly. The Boys are a group of CIA-backed superheroes. I say that in quotations.
Yeah.
But they're given superpowers to police these superheroes who are incredibly corrupt.
Yeah.
And they go around and they police their version of the Justice League and the X-Men, and it's great. Half the fun of the comics is finding the superheroes that relate to more well-known ones. They've got one of my favorites is Wolverine, except he's brain damaged, and instead of claws, he has hammers for hands.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Garth Ennis is the guy who, of course, did Preacher, which is also
That's
fucked
right.
up.
Fantastic.
I never want to meet that man.
It's a messed-up series.
He might
No,
do bad things.
The
to me.
Boys is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It's about. I didn't think a comic book could shock me, and I felt a little gross after reading a few of those. I needed a shower.
It's really good though. Like all of them are out. They don't make them anymore.
Yeah, they
I mean,
just
they're
finished
all
up
released.
the series recently. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it.
I remember when that book started, and I remember like only being a couple issues behind and being like, "Oh man, I should really go back and find those issues." And
Our
and
friend
read it.
Dean
And
has them all.
Man.
One of the best parts I forgot to even mention. The protagonist is based after Simon Pegg.
Oh.
And in the first issue, he writes the foreword for it.
Oh, funny.
Mm.
That's funny.
Very nice.
That sounds far more satisfying than Eminem being in Wanted.
Far more satisfying.
Cool. Oh, I bet the the Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics has the trades of the boys.
I've seen it there.
You know, and you know what? I've seen. Oh my God, you've gone.
I have been.
We went by your
that's cool.
recommendation.
Oh,
Nice.
Dude, yes.
What did you guys think of Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics?
I was super overwhelmed.
We were there
I didn't
for
know
quite
where to
some
start.
time.
I didn't know where to start. We
Oh.
actually bought Dean the second to last issue of The Boys at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Very cool.
Awesome. Of course, Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics is a sponsor of our show. Thanks, guys. Unspool some real news, James.
It's real news.
Cool. This week is kind of weird because, as I said before, my computer died, and so I haven't been reading it as I go. But we'll just hit a few things. Sam Mendes is probably gonna make another Bond movie.
Sweet.
I know.
That's awesome.
I did not expect that was going to happen. I kind of expect when a director like Sam Mendes comes onto a project or a series like that, he's going to, pop by, make everything awesome, and then just, depart.
Leave it in someone else's hands.
Yeah, exactly. Just sort of reboot everything so that everybody's like, oh, okay, this can be cool again, and then, but I would love to see him do another one.
Heck yeah.
Especially because where they leave it, there is so much potential for that series to get.
Oh, yeah.
That's another
great
boyfriend
again.
of my wife's.
Yeah.
She loves Daniel Craig.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sam Mendes.
My wife is air humping Daniel Craig.
For the record, Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz are like the sexiest couple ever.
Pretty
Are
sexy.
Are they actually together?
Yeah, they're
they've been
married.
for a while, right?
Oh,
Couple
really?
I
years?
did not know that.
Holy crap.
Well, no, but she was married to.
She was.
Who was she married to?
The guy who did The Fountain. The
yeah,
guy who directed
yeah,
The
Darren
Fountain?
Aronofsky. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
No, they got divorced. Now she's
Oh.
married to Daniel Craig.
But I really like The Fountain.
No, The Fountain is fantastic.
I did not understand that movie.
You can't. But it's great. It's so
I
great.
watched it 3 times.
Yeah, people you just want to understand The Fountain. Really, you've seen it
Just-
3 times and you still
I
don't
own
get it?
that movie. I
Oh,
bought
my.
it,
Just
yeah.
accept it and move
Oh
on.
man,
Because it's pretty.
It's very pretty.
I think I understand that movie. I'd have to watch it again, but I think.
The comic, the graphic novel, the hardback
movie.
graphic novel is awesome.
Oh, okay.
Like the graphic novel
Yeah.
of The Fountain is awesome.
Have you read Noah?
No.
I'm gonna have to read Noah before they make the movie. All of the Criterion catalog is free on Hulu this weekend,
Nice.
which is the weekend during which we are recording this. So you've already missed it, but it's pretty cool.
That's probably where Brad is right now.
Yeah, yeah, it
Because
is.
he's obsessed with Criterion movies.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, but here's the thing. So that's cool, but Criterion movies are part of what's great about Criterion movies is they are this sort of collector's item where like actually
Mhm.
owning it and having it look pretty on your shelf is part of like the draw,
So Hulu, no one cares?
Well, I mean, they're at least there so you can watch it, so if you want to watch what's
Doesn't
one more
matter when
movie?
you can stream them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, but it is a chance. I think that Metropolis has one, but movies like that where they're hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
The Third Man, something like that. It
Well,
means that
you
the
know,
Third
too, and
Man
it gives
is on.
people an opportunity because they're expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought the Shortcuts DVD. I haven't even watched it because it has Robert Downey Jr. in it, and it was on DVD. It was $26.
Oh man. Yeah. We got a picture of the new mask for Spider-Man.
Well, the eyeballs,
Yeah. They're different though.
the lenses, yeah,
Yeah,
they're way different.
They're different. The creepy thing about it is that the whole background is black, and then that, of course, makes the internet explode. They're like, oh, it's gonna be
Oh,
Venom.
Venom's so cool. He's such a
Venom's
cool
the
villain.
best. Oh, I love Venom.
He was cool for his first couple appearances.
Yeah, he was cool in the '90s when everybody was 8. Okay, so you remember how they're gonna make another Mummy movie?
Mhm.
They're gonna reboot the Mummy, right?
No.
Already?
Hold on. Well, already. I mean, it's been like 15 years.
No, 4
Um,
was awful.
Yes. No.
I know.
4
I
was
just got
awful.
the first one on Blu-ray.
No, 3. There have not been 4. There's only 3.
I count Scorpion King because Scorpion
Oh.
King is in my box set.
That's right.
as the third
Ah,
like
I got the other box set that only has the first 2. So I only have one half good movie. Like out of in that box set there is like 1.6 great movies in there. Well, so the thing is they were going to remake it and it was going to be Kurtzman and Orsi doing a script that is set in the modern day.
Right.
Which that is the twist on it where I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You're going to actually spin this a different way. But Universal has now also contracted the guy who wrote The Hunger Games to write another script. There will be 2 scripts. Okay. Keep track of your mummies here.
Okay.
There will be 2 scripts. And if either one of them is good, they will make those movies. If they're both kind of good, they might just slam them together into one movie.
Which, that happens, though.
Yes, but it just sounds like the worst way to make movies.
Or you have so much money, you're like, well, I'm going to make 2 scripts. I'm going to pick the best one.
Yeah. Well, but if you're hiring Kurtzman and Orsi and you want to make a blockbuster fun action summer movie, like what?
And they also made People Like Us, so I mean, you can go either way.
People Like Us wasn't that bad.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't that bad. I actually don't remember how bad it was. We're going to have to go back to the episode where I review it and then figure out how bad I thought it was.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Yeah. Neither do I. That's the problem. Anyway, that's pretty much news for this week.
Yeah, it was light this week.
Yeah.
I have a news thing.
Oh,
good.
cool. Oh, man.
Because this is what I forgot to tell you during dinner. So we were talking about Denver Comic-Con.
Yes.
And I was on Twitter, like last week, roughly, approximately, when I called you
last
frantically.
week.
I think
that
just
long ago.
constantly you're on Twitter.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
But I was on Twitter, and on a whim, I follow Will Wheaton and his wife Ann Wheaton because they have adorable dogs that they tweet pictures of.
Yeah.
And I tweeted Ann Wheaton, and I was like, so Ann, do you know if you're going to be at Denver Comic-Con with Will? Because I would love to meet you too. Before I set my phone down on my table, it buzzed, and she replied back to me and was like, "I will." Woot!
Nice. Breaking news.
I
Breaking
called
news.
Michael frantically and was like, "Oh my god,
She
this
was
is the
very
coolest
excited.
shit ever!"
Oh,
So
man.
Ann Wheaton is also going to be at Denver Comic-Con with Will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool when celebrities pay attention to you?
Right?
Assuming that
Even pseudo kind of celebrities.
assuming that Will actually comes this year.
Right? No,
I
that was
know.
bullshit. Is what that was.
Remember when they had a video of him playing in that one room constantly?
Oh, man.
Bullshit.
It was just sad. And I'm sure he had a good reason. I mean, I'm not sure. But
you watch Big Bang Theory? He wasn't at DixieCon for Sheldon either.
Oh. I
what he does.
don't.
That's okay. It's I like it in a really, this is a CBS sitcom kind of way.
Yeah, I watch it and I feel like I am offended by it.
That's fair, because
Yeah.
you're a real nerd.
Oh, amen.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they put us in boxes. And I feel like that's what that show does.
It is what that show
very
does.
much.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Cool.
Oh, that was news. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
there was
news.
something else because you were talking about there's something
Yep.
in Largo or
Over in Lowry, yeah, we.
what is Lowry?
Oh, that's right.
It's east side of Denver. We actually stumbled upon this by accident.
Tell them the story.
Well, we were driving.
I wanted bagels after our archery lesson.
We took archery lessons
Very cool.
because Cora is obsessed with the Hunger Games and she wants to be Katniss.
I am Katniss.
Yes, she said that every 5 minutes.
Fact. But I hit the bullseye on the target at least
She
once.
she
Oh,
did hit the
dude,
bullseye. She's
nicely
very proud.
done.
Anyhow, we
I'm
went to
proud
get
of you,
bagels because that was our victory treat after archery, and my car ended up breaking down because it's an old piece of shit. So we proceeded to walk around for a while because it usually needs a half an hour, then it starts working again.
And we're in this old military district.
Well, at least
Yeah.
at least it's a predictable old piece of shit. you
It's
know how to
predictable. I
deal
know
with
it's
it
going to
shit.
take half an hour to
Yeah.
repair itself. It's great. Anyhow, yeah, if anybody hasn't been to Lowry, it's an old military base, and they've got a bunch of old officer housing out there and a bunch of old airplane hangars. And one of the cool things we found out there was the Air and Space Museum.
Because
And
there's
I didn't know we
there
had
is a
one.
neither
random
did
Air and
I.
Space
It-
Museum.
less than a mile from my house. I didn't even know it existed. We walk in right as they're closing down, and they
Aw.
let us in for free.
They're setting up for an event, like an official whatever event.
Yeah.
So they're like, no. Well, Michael looks around the corner. We're walking around the gift shop, and he's like, wait, what is that? And he asks the guy, tell him what you asked the guy.
What is that?
No, he looks at the guy, and he's like, do you have an X-Wing? He's like, yes,
No.
we have
They
an
have an
X-Wing.
X-Wing.
And they're like, we're setting up for this event. Go ahead and go in. So we go in. There's sodas and tables and shit everywhere. And there's an X-Wing that's signed by the cast of Star Wars, except Carrie Fisher. an
a
X-wing.
full X-wing. Is it one like you use on set?
Yes.
Like
It's awesome.
That's pretty
highly
awesome.
recommend if you're in the
Dude.
Lowry area. Go see it.
That is really cool. Do you know how much an actual ticket is for like a?
It's like $11
Something
a person.
That's worth
'Cause
it.
They've got some awesome planes. I mean, everything was pushed aside when we walked through.
Yeah.
But it was pretty badass.
Now, the
Yeah,
biggest problem though
worth it.
is what's wrong with Carrie Fisher.
I don't
was
know.
She
She
just
would
doing coke or
Cocaine.
Probably.
Yeah.
yeah.
probably.
It's just like Carrie can't sign her name today, but the rest of us, it'll be enough. Yeah,
So yeah, there's a Star Wars X-wing in Denver.
that's
Awesome.
too cool. I gotta check that out.
We don't have to go to a galaxy far, far away to see an X-wing.
Nay.
We can go to almost Aurora and see it.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It's on the right side though. You're okay.
We saw 2 movies this week. Well, me and James did. The first movie we saw was A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh, we're gonna do that first.
James, should people go see A Good Day to Die Hard?
I really like Die Hard 4, and I totally agree with all the people who think that Die Hard 4 sucks the heart out of what John McClane is. But at least Die Hard 4 has some really cool action sequences in it that are followable, and it's funny. No, you should not go see Die Hard 5. Like I was so disappointed because it's
Hear it in your
really
voice.
boring.
Hearing your voice, you're disappointed.
Yeah, no, I really like. I sat there, and the movie is only 45 minutes, or an hour and 45 minutes long, and when it was over, and I was like, oh well, I'm glad it's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to say, yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia. Yeah, I'll go see it.
No.
It was all right.
Do you know what I hate about the Americans? Everything. Especially cowboys.
American?
Yeah, New York.
Are you cop?
Yeah. It's gonna be loud. How'd you know I was a cop?
You don't look like a lawyer.
Jack! Dad? This is what you've been doing? 007 of Plainfield, New Jersey.
Relax, you're safe now.
Save my ass.
These guys are bad news. Terrorism, weapons-grade uranium, nukes. Someone's got to stop him.
Atta boy. Knock, knock.
Whoa. What is this, a pirate gun? It's old school. Like you, right?
Right.
I guess you've done this before. Don't encourage him.
Me and my boy here, we're gonna put a whooping on you. Really? Really? It's crazy. A little bit.
You go looking for trouble, or does it always find you? I still ask myself the same question.
I found this movie really frustrating. Okay, so how many action sequences are in this movie? Even like real action sequences, not just things exploding and they jump away from them, but actual action sequences.
I don't know, 3 or 4.
I doubt it's really even.
Well, they have that huge car chase at the beginning.
But that car chase is unintelligible.
There's that part where the one guy... I don't remember.
It's been a day, and you don't... I mean...
no, here's the thing with that movie is, there's some parts of it that are really fun. I thought the director made horrible choices in it,
yes.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does a lot of the the car chases are with shaky cam.
Yeah.
And you're like, what car are we following? What's going on here? And
well, and there are no establishing shots. There are never any. You don't understand from shot to shot what is actually going on, and so it's just stuff exploding. This is, I mean, it's not even an action sequence. It's just, okay, I shot a bunch of cars flipping over because I think that's cool, and then you make that into you're trying to make that into a sequence, and yes, it's over the top in all of the ways that I don't think a great Die Hard movie should be. But like in Die Hard 4, there's that sequence where like there's the helicopter and they kill the helicopter with the car, right?
Yeah,
and it's silly and it's insane. But before it is some fun, witty dialogue between him and Justin Long, and then like you understand like, okay, they're gonna drive down this thing and they're gonna hit this thing and it's gonna fly up into the air. It doesn't follow any shot-to-shot logic like that. You don't feel like, okay, this is what they're trying to do. And in fact, it does such ridiculous things that at one point someone shoots a rocket at the truck that Bruce Willis is driving, and Bruce pulls on the handbrake and the car just pivots like in the center and does a complete 360 like it's a friggin' video game car. Like it's ridiculous.
And not in a cool, fun kind of way?
No, not in a cool, fun kind. Not like oh man, that's so cool he did that. Because it's just like, oh, you thought that was cool. That's the way it comes off.
When James doesn't like movies, he goes on these really long like monologues, and I just let him go and go and go.
That's true.
I didn't have that big of a problem with the movie. I mean, there's parts in it I thought were actually kind of fun. That scene you're talking about. See, I'm able to suspend my disbelief in Die Hard movies because remember in Die Hard 2 where he's on the plane and it gets blown up and he gets ejected out of the seat and he's like, ah! And you know, that's what that stuff reminds me of.
It's not a suspension of disbelief thing. In the fourth movie, he surfs on a Harrier jet.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous, and I thought that was fun. But here, it's just sort of boring, you know.
See, I had fun with it. I mean, I didn't think it was. It's definitely the least. How do I say? It's the fifth best Die Hard for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's parts of it that I thought were really cool, and there's some really funny moments. I think Bruce Willis is really good in it.
Yeah. I think without him, it is
horrible. You know, I laughed when his son asked for a cell phone and he took it and he smashed it. He's like, "Hey, I had a 2-year contract on that phone."
Yeah.
That stuff's funny.
But most of his jokes consist of like just him saying, "I'm on vacation."
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, he says it 3 or 4 times.
He was there
he
to
wasn't.
save his son.
Yeah, he was trying. So the story will spoil a little for you. He goes to Russia, and they did a bad job of marketing this movie because you know the twist. So the beginning is kind of just annoying, but he goes to Russia because he thinks like his son is in trouble in Russia, and turns out he's a spy. So he's supposed to be there to like reconcile his life with like his relationship with his son, because apparently he has been a horrible father and his son just fucking hates him, even though Mary Elizabeth Winstead loves her father, and I don't understand I don't understand this weird relationship. It seems like they are trying to reach for this really deep father-son story, but it never feels genuine.
I did like when they're at the safe house and everybody else is hiding, but Bruce Willis grabs a machine gun and just is mowing down those Russians as they keep on coming through the door.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. But then that is followed by when they sort of get stuck, and their way of getting out of being surrounded by bad guys is they shoot some bullets at the ceiling, and all of the glass ceiling just sort of falls in.
You're also missing the part where they get captured and they focused in on his bullet knife, and he shot a bunch of guys with his bullet knife, and then they got under there and they shot all the glass on him. And then there's a really cool tracking shot of them jumping through the window.
The bullet knife, for one thing, I don't think I didn't even really understand like the way it's shot. I didn't feel like it was.
I don't think
you
saw the same movie as I did, James.
But hold on, the bullet knife sequence is. Right before that is like a 5-minute monologue from the bad guy about how he hates cowboys, and I don't even know why. Why does he not like? Usually, I'm totally fine with why does he not just shoot those guys?
Hans Gruber calls him a cowboy.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I get. It's a reference to the first movie. The first movie is great. This movie
and the bad guy's eating a carrot.
oh, to make him,
I
look-
have no idea. Do you know why he's eating a carrot?
No, because that's the most character development they can do in this movie. The only thing they can think of to be like, oh, we have to make this guy interesting is, oh, what if he talks about how he wanted to be a dancer and he eats a carrot? And then later Bruce Willis can call him, oh, he's the dancer.
He's part bunny.
Yeah. No, yeah, there you go. They should have called him Thumper. That would have been funny if he had called him Thumper late in the movie. Oh, he's just eating a carrot. I get it. But no, he doesn't do that. And then there is the horrible villain twist where it's like, oh, it seems like they wanted this to be sort of a cross with like a James Bondy kind of a movie, but it never reaches the creative action sequences that a movie like that comes up with. It just sort of, blaws out onto the screen like, oh, well, we had to make one of these movies. We spent a lot of money on explosives.
Yeah, the only thing I think my least satisfying part of it is, I'm totally going to spoil the ending for you.
Yeah.
But is how the main villain dies is she flies a helicopter after them.
She's not even really the main villain.
Yeah.
Like, she's just the only villain. She's the villain that survives the longest.
Yeah, well, so the McClane guys are in this building, and she flies a helicopter into the building?
Yeah.
What is she trying to prove?
Well, because after firing about 20 bullets out of that helicopter, it's out of ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I will say some good things about this.
Sweet.
The what?
The scientist.
Yeah.
Where he threw him off the bridge and then he got
that was
into
good.
The helicopter propeller. That was sweet.
But also what John McClane does when he gets on the helicopter, where he drives the truck out of the back, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like as soon as that happened, I was like, oh fuck yeah, you're gonna actually make this final action sequence worth it. Like I even thought to myself, like, okay, this is gonna be like Fast 5, where the last action sequence is so good that all the bullshit in front of it is worth it. And like all they do is the truck thing, and I'm like, oh okay. And then he just swings around for a while, and they have really made him into a superhero kind of a character. Yeah. I did like also the scene where like the son gets the piece of barb in him.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
And then they talk and stuff, and then he finally pulls it out, and it's like 1.5 inches long. Like it's not even that big. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, and then he says, "Yeah, and go kill some bad guys."
Yeah,
yeah. Cool.
Those little quips about like, oh, that's what we do. We kill bad guys. Those were really good.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool moments in it, but yeah, overall,
Do you know what? So I after the movie, I had to go look up John Moore. The first big movie he did was Behind Enemy Lines.
Really?
I fucking love that movie. And
movie.
Now looking at his filmography from then, I think he just gets worse over time, because he then went to Flight of the Phoenix, which is pretty good. Right. Yeah, it's all right. The Omen, which I've never seen, the remake of The Omen. You haven't seen it? Oh, the one with Julia Stiles, that one. And then Max Payne, which is like way more style over substance than it needed to be. And at this point, this is I could never watch this movie again, and I'd be great. But you liked it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably get it when it's on Blu-ray. When it's in the $7.99 bin.
And you'll watch it again and be like, oh, man.
I'm like, man, first Underworld Awakening and now this? What the fuck James talking about?
I didn't hate Underworld Awakening. I would watch Underworld Awakening any day before I watch this.
All right, that's our review of Die Hard. Now, the main event
that
we've been waiting for 2 hours
it's not been that long.
All 4 of us went and saw Warm Bodies. Cora, should people go see Warm Bodies?
Yes. It was super fun. It's an easy movie to go see. Like, it's an easy movie to watch.
Yeah.
It's not complicated. It's not crazy.
Good movie to take a date to.
But it's it's a love movie.
Michael, should people go see Warm Bodies?
Definitely. I loved it.
Awesome. James? Should people go see Warm Bodies?
Yes. I did really like it. I liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, for sure. I will say, you say it's an easy movie to watch. I think if you've got a lot of that fanboyism in you, where you have a hard time when they mess with the zombies,
that's fair.
It's not the easiest thing to watch. And at a certain point, I did have to like give that up. But I think once you do that and you sort of accept the universe it's doing, it's got some pretty cool stuff in there, and it's pretty fun,
Yeah, actually, I like this movie, and being a big zombie movie fan, it was hard.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of me that doesn't like seeing stuff like that.
Holy shit! Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Haig is in the house.
Hi. Valentine's Day? Valentine's
No,
Day?
it's just Valentine's Day. It's not.
You drunk?
Yeah, we're almost done.
We were just reviewing the movie. So Brad is here. Brad is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Brad is here and very loud, and I'm worried how he got here. Are you drunk? A little bit. You drove here? Did you drive? Oh, that's a good message for all the kids.
This
up there.
is unsafe. All right. Well, this is good. We'll have to make sure the episode is like 6 hours long now, so that Brad doesn't leave for a while.
Anyway, so yeah, here's the trailer for Warm Bodies.
Yeah, let's get down into Warm Bodies.
What am I doing with my life? I just want to connect. Why can't I connect with people? All right, it's because I'm dead. I wish I could introduce myself, but I don't remember my name. I think it started with an R. That's all I have left. It's kind of a bummer. I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I mean, we're all dead. This is my best friend. We even have almost conversations sometimes. You call these guys bonies. They'll eat anything with a heartbeat. I mean, I will too, but at least I'm conflicted about it. Nice watch. Much. Don't be creepy. Don't be creepy.
What are you?
This is a corpse infected with the plague. It is uncaring, unfeeling, incapable of remorse.
I don't understand, but he's changing, and he feels, and he's learning to be human again. Oh my God, is that him? Yeah.
Sep. He started something here. Whatever it is that you two have, it's infecting the others.
Dad, they're somehow curing themselves.
They are not curing themselves. Come with me.
Shoot on sight. We have a breach.
We're changing everything.
We're seeing corpses fighting skeletons, sir.
Where do we shoot?
Shoot this!
Hi. Huh?
How'd you die? How old are you? Because you could be 20-something.
But you could also be a teenager. You know, you have one of those faces.
You know, it was hard to accept this movie right away.
Yeah.
When I saw the trailer for it, I did not want to see this movie.
Yeah.
But again, we said go into every movie expecting it to be good. And I was actually kind of, it took me about 10 minutes to get into it. But once I understood the world they're trying to tell, I did get into it. And I thought it was kind of funny. And, I love the very beginning where R is telling the story about where he came from. And he says, I miss these people. And because they show people walking around as zombies. And then it pans into the real world. Everybody's on their phones and they're already zombies.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of interesting take on it.
And I think that's why Phil, in the trailers for the movie, they sell it as like, oh, he falls in love with this girl and his heart starts again. And then because his heart starts, like their love makes everyone's heart start. And it's better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And because when they get to that sequence and you realize, like, okay, they're taking what is an actual trope of zombie movies, this whole idea that, like, it's just bringing into light the fact that you are already a zombie and that because you go to the mall and wander around all the time and do nothing, you're really no different than these people who, in the movie are wandering around the mall dead. It's taking that idea and then sort of flipping it backwards and saying, like, okay, so the cure to that is when they have some interaction with somebody and they realize that they actually like spending time with humans, where they have this relationship and they connect with another human being on a very personal level. Like that is the thing that starts curing them, and that was the fact that was the idea. I could let it go then. I was like, oh, okay, that's the weird mystical way you're looking at this, and I can forgive that and like what you're saying about that because of it.
It was really hard to get past the fact that they weren't really dead. Like, because it doesn't seem like they're
you mean like
that
they weren't
dead.
Yeah, like they
Because
weren't.
they're talking.
Yeah, the talking kind of took away from the zombie.
Yeah.
Feel
It's
of
just
them.
like, oh, it's more like, I don't know. They don't feel dead to a certain extent.
And makeup wise, they don't look like Walking Dead
Right.
zombies. They look like a guy who's got like a scar on their face. Yeah, I do like. I think that the main guy, I don't have his name in front of me. But
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah. Yeah.
used to date Jennifer Lawrence. BTW.
Oh, interesting. One of the things I really like about his performance is that every time he does say something, he says it like it's his final breath. You know, like he's on his deathbed and he's saying it like this is the last word I can get out before I die.
Not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even like Rob Corddry doesn't pull it off as well. Like he's just there being
but Rob
funny.
Corddry was so funny.
He's great, but I just mean as far as like convincing you that he's dead, he doesn't do as good of a job as that guy whose name I already forgot does.
You know what's crazy too is he's English.
Really?
Or is Australian or English? I forget which one.
I think he's British. Yeah,
but
Some kind of foreign.
He doesn't have an accent at all.
Not
Yeah.
at
Well,
all.
he doesn't talk a whole lot either.
Yeah.
His inner dialogue was cool. Like I
Oh,
really
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
how quirky and funny his inner dialogue was. I appreciated
Yeah,
that.
because
narration was great.
that too. It shows that they weren't totally dead. You know, there's something still
Right.
going on in their brain. And you know, it is an interesting take because I always wondered. I mean, The Walking Dead has it one way where their brain's just totally dead. And it's just firing things for them to kill.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting take, and I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, I actually thought it was kind of spoilers for the other movie. I actually thought it was kind of moving that the whole message of the movie is really accept people for being different. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, you might see a monster on the outside, but what's really going on with somebody on the
So
inside?
heartwarming.
It is. It's a pretty interesting take on it.
And that the real villains are the people who are no longer able to make personal connections with people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was laughing when he, you know, the bonies when he was peeling off his face. He was like, "Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Oh, you're making it worse!
You're making it worse."
Well, I think my favorite little dialogue thing there is when he's trying to convince at the end when he's trying to pretend like he's human, and he says something like, say pretend like you're human, and he just looks at the guy and says like, "How you doing?" and you just hear his voiceover say, "Nailed it." It's like, oh, no.
My favorite. I have to tell Michael. Eat your brains, gain your knowledge.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and how ripped was Dave Franco in this movie? I think he's like, he like
also
totally ripped out.
An ass.
That is one of the things that I think that they like. It's one of those weird, like, because giving zombies magical powers, basically, of when you eat somebody's brains, you actually like gain their memories. That was one of the first things that they introduced as an idea, where I thought, like, this is you're asking a lot of me real early in the movie here. But like I said, I think once you give up those things, you just say like, okay, here they're gonna lay out these rules of this is how this world works. And yes, you think you know zombies, but that's something else. You know, this is in this movie. These are how the rules work. They stick to those really well, and that's what's important.
But that was a cool way for them to like move that kind of love story along.
Yeah,
is for him to have Dave Franco's memories of her,
right?
Because she's still like freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
By oh hey, there's a zombie keeping me in an airplane and won't let me leave. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So that was a really cool way to like move that romantic element along.
Yeah.
Also, Romeo and Juliet, by the way, blatantly obvious.
I felt so stupid.
I did too, because I didn't get it until like the balcony scene.
The balcony scene started, and as soon as he shows up and she says, "Oh, R," and I was like, "Oh, fuck you."
No, it's true. I was like, "Oh, her name's Julie."
It's one of
I'm an idiot.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
it's
I
one
had
of those
I had a
moments
similar
where
moment.
like it was so on the nose.
His name's Romeo.
Oh,
just realized that. The entire
his
movie
name starts with an R.
It
Michael.
starts with an R. They
Right.
don't tell you what his name is. All he
Correct.
knows is it starts with an R, and his name's Romeo.
Correct.
I just got that.
Yeah.
I love you so
I
much.
I knew that at the end and was then cringing when I was so terrified they were going to say that. Because like it's at that point we know.
I was afraid they
so
were
you
going
don't
to
need
kill
tell us.
him. I didn't
Yes,
want them to
no,
kill him.
exactly. Same thing. That I think part of why it's good is that once they introduced that, then I was like, oh no,
He's gonna
everyone's
die.
gonna die at the end of this.
Son
like,
of a bitch.
This is no fun at all.
This is going to be miserable.
Yeah, I thought I was going to like this movie, and then everybody's just going to die just because you have to stick to the classics. Or at the
I'm
very
glad they
least,
didn't.
like, guys are going to come out and dance and snap their fingers, and then at least like one person's going to die. But
And the zombie
Spoilers, nobody
horde,
dies.
when they all got their hearts back and they show up and they're
Yeah.
fisting, and he asks them if they're coming along, and they all just groan, and he says,
Oh.
fuck yeah."
What was the song that played while they were like
Rock You Like a Hurricane?
No. When they all were together and they were walking towards the city.
And I wanted to stand up and cheer because it was epic.
Yeah,
Well,
it's Rock You
because-
Like
and
a
they-
Hurricane. I know
Was it really?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you're not
okay.
listening to me.
Anyway, it was just cool because like it seemed like they're walking in a way as if to be really cool, but they were actually just zombies, and that's just how they walk.
I liked the moment when Rob Corddry like threw the Boney at the army when the army's like, "Who do we shoot?" And he's like, "This guy," and like threw the Boney on the ground, and they just all shot at it. That was awesome.
I still have been waiting for him to, when he shows up and he runs over the bonies and he says, "Come with me." I want him to say, "Come with me if you want to live." So bad.
Oh,
See, that's
man.
what happens when I write a movie and I never get asked to write another movie.
Just every line of dialogue would be something directly stolen from
Totally.
another movie.
I
Yeah.
would watch that movie.
Thank you.
And I would like have a notepad and be like, "Oh, that's from that movie."
I gotta look that one up. Actually, I think that might be the entire series of Spaced. Might be that way.
I
So
still
that's-
haven't watched that.
You haven't watched that?
No, Jesus.
The problem.
Yeah, I have to watch it, Michael.
The
We've
problem
had
with-
this conversation.
The problem with that show is that half of the references are
Hulu and
British
Netflix.
shows. Half of the references are British shows that I will never understand. Like
That's
anytime
fair.
they talk about
Except for when they do the Resident Evil 2 stuff. That's
oh
great.
yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I will say if there is one big problem with this movie, it's those bonies.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the CG. I think it's the animation. I think
Yeah.
it's the way they move.
Yeah, it's not the CG because up close they look pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like when they're running, it seems really.
Yeah, it was
They
not
look
good.
They look like the same sprite used over and over
Yes.
again, moving across the screen.
And they said, "Oh, we have a reject from the Mummy movie. Can we just?"
No,
It looked
okay.
a lot like the Mummy.
first
You're right.
one, when the first one showed up and did that whole like face thing, I leaned over to Michael and I was like, "Oh, it's the Mummy."
Yeah.
No, it was completely the Mummy.
It's emo tap.
Emote. Oh, I love emote. I love the Mummy.
Yeah, you do. They're gonna make new ones.
No.
Rick
O'Connell is priceless. Best Brendan Fraser movie, hands down. Oh.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
I was
Yeah.
really hoping that wasn't gonna. Okay, no,
No,
it
what's
is.
that monkey bone? That's my favorite one.
No.
Yeah, Monkey Bone.
Forgot that existed until just
Yeah,
now.
totally.
That was actually my favorite film of 1994.
Yeah,
Monkey
was it
Bone.
94?
I have no idea. I'm guessing.
No,
I'm
that-
guessing. 90. Oh, Brad says it's 98. And
Welcome,
we
Brad.
don't argue with Brad Bot.
Oh, Brad Bot.
I'm trying to figure out.
Love Brad Bot.
So there's no production budget yet.
That was kind of drunk, Brad Bot. It's okay. That's
yeah.
fair.
Tell me about it.
Sleepy Brad Bot.
Warm Bodies. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Anything else?
I'm surprised at how much I like that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted to see it from when I saw the trailer. It's like, that looks fun. Like,
Yeah.
it just looks fun.
Yeah.
And it was much more satisfying than just being fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd kind of like
And
to
it
see.
was a really good Valentine's Day, quote unquote,
it was.
movie.
I'd kind of like to see a version of it where he was missing an arm and half his face, though. That would have made the movie a lot more amusing.
Yeah,
Would you
well,
still-
see
so
if you-
cute!
You could fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end, like the final kiss is just way more awkward. Like,
She's just
look, they're necking. Oh, get it? Necking because he doesn't have a jaw.
Yeah.
Soldiers
Half
are
of
just
your
looking in
teeth are
disgust.
gone.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. She does. Okay, Ryan. She looks exactly like a blonde Kristen Stewart, right?
Who is
A
happy
little
with
bit,
her
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
She
right.
smiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smiles,
She's a
yeah.
happy blonde Kristen.
No, yeah,
Stewart.
she's definitely Kristen Stewart. And also the scene where she's like taking off her clothes and he's like, "Don't look, don't look." Oh God, like that was fantastic.
Yeah.
His inner dialogue on that. The inner dialogue is really what sold it
Yeah.
for me.
Well, and I even said that when that second trailer came out and they introduced that whole like
Right.
him making jokes about them being zombies, and I thought this is, if that's really what this movie is, that's the key into making this fun. But I know what it was.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. That
Thanks
makes
for
me
stopping
happy.
by, guys. What a treat
Thanks for
the
having
real
us.
Nerds.
Oh,
This
it
is so cool.
it was a treat for us too.
We really appreciate it. It's too cool. It's awesome that we have fans.
Yeah.
It's funny. I had to wake up at like 6 this morning to go to work. Yeah,
Me
didn't
too.
get enough. I closed last night, so I didn't get enough sleep, and I thought, oh, there's no way I'm gonna make it through the whole day. And then as soon as Cora came around that corner and was all energetic and I like second wind the rest of the day. I can't understand why I'm still awake at this point.
It was great.
So that's how cool this has been.
I like that I shattered, Cora's preconceived notion of me as an asshole
By opening a door for small
by
children.
opening a door for a herd of small children.
I'm super proud of you, Ryan.
Thank you, Cora.
Anytime.
Man. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Thanks.
We're seeing Snitch next week, by the way.
Yeah.
So, bye.
Bye.
Bye.